The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And good evening and welcome to week 4 of the high school football season here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we present Dowling Catholic hosting the Little Hawks from Iowa City, City High. Alongside John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale. Beautiful night here in central Iowa. And John, we're pulling you up from the field to the booth as Mr. Mainring is off to a wedding. I'm sure he's having a good time with his beautiful bride, Lisa. And we pull you up here. And we will have sideline reports tonight, but not as exclusive as we once did. But welcome, Johnny.
Thank you, Mark. Glad to be pulled out of the bullpen. It's going to be either one of those – I'm one of those closers that comes in and shuts down the game, or I could give up a lot of home runs with a lot of mistakes broadcasting now, that kind of shifting gears, being up in the box from the sideline.
You'll fit right
happy
in.
To be here.
You'll fit right in. You know exactly what's going on. We just saw the freshman game. That's why we're later tonight, folks. This is pregame. Kickoff at 7:30 here at Valley Stadium, Dowling and City High. A top 10 matchup, 9th-ranked City High and 3rd-ranked Dowling, both teams at 2-1. But we had a freshman game beforehand, Johnny. Haven't seen too many doubleheaders this year. You were a little bit more tuned into that game because you had a young man playing in that contest. But the Dowling freshmen got the win before the game tonight, and they're still undefeated.
Yeah, they are. Then it's a tremendous freshman class, and was fortunate to have that group last year as an 8th-grade coach, and watching them now progress as freshmen and how they've evolved from last year to this year, and they're continuing to move forward. They're now 4-0 and doing a tremendous job, and Coach Wilkins and his staff do a great job with these kids, and can't say enough about this group. And they played an Iowa City High team that looked much bigger when you watched them in that game, and I think they had some sophomores playing that game from Iowa City High, but this freshman class did a great job, and it was a nice victory for them.
It certainly was. Well, we have a lot of games going on tonight in the involving Central Iowa Metro League teams and in Class 5A. Let's take a look at the lineup tonight before we break down Dowling and City High of Iowa City. Keep in mind, last year, City High, with the win over Dowling, 21-17 in Iowa City. You and Mr. Mainring didn't make that trip over to Iowa City, as I recall, and I had some other guy named Scigliano sitting beside me, and that's the last game he worked.
Either good or bad, because this might be the last one I'm up in the box, so I can't get on Skiggs too much. But yeah, we got plenty of updates from that one, and it was a thriller. It came down the end. It was a couple of trick plays, a halfback pass, and you'll see a lot of trick plays tonight when we get to that. But what a ball game that was. Of course, it was 2 different teams this year, but
this is a calendar game. Last week against Ankeny, Dowling with the win over Ankeny 17-10, and that was a calendar. They circled the calendar, and they did it tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that all works out. But other games tonight has 4th-ranked Ankeny at number 1 Southeast Polk. That game is televised on WHO TV. They just kicked off as it was a 7 o'clock kickoff. Number 7 Johnston at Waukee Northwest. That's also a 7 o'clock kickoff, televised on CISN on the live stream, as is number 10 Cedar Falls at Ankeny Centennial. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, televised on CISN.TV. Roosevelt at Urbandale, Valley at Waukee, and Des Moines East at Ames, all 7 o'clock kickoffs. Other games that involving teams around the area. 4th-ranked Indianola at number 1 Lewis Central at Council Bluffs. That is in Class 4A. Also in 4A, Norwalk is at Dallas Center Grimes. Number 10 Carlisle in 4A at Des Moines Lincoln, a 5A school. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff at Hutchins. Des Moines Hoover at Perry, Burlington at Ottumwa, East Waterloo at Des Moines North, Marshalltown at Fort Dodge are some of the games involving CIML teams. And if you look at the top 10, Southeast Polk is ranked number 1. That is followed by Pleasant Valley at number 2. Dowling is 3rd. Ankeny is 4th. Coming in at number 5 this week in Des Moines Register is Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And number 6 is Sioux City East. 7th ranked is Johnston. Number 8 is Cedar Rapids Prairie. 9th ranked this week is City High of Iowa City. And number 10 in the Des Moines Register poll is Cedar Falls. So that's a look at the top 10 in Class 5A. But tonight it's Dowling and City High. And Johnny, as we break this down, Dowling offense had to take in consideration last week that unusual Ankeny defense, and they adjusted very well, 17-10 win. Well, tonight, Iowa City City High, they have a lot of two-way players. They have some very good athletes. They have a world champion wrestler at linebacker.
Yep. And
they have a former coach at Sioux City Healing who used to be at Dowling at one time as their quarterback in Drew Larson. He is a relative of the Triplett family. Dave Triplett is his grandfather. And so we have a little bit of that going on tonight. But let's talk a little about the matchup. Dowling's offense against City High's defense. And they're not too bad. City High giving up just 27.5 points on the season defensively.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of what you saw last week with running the football, especially if Iowa City High has 5 two-way players. If you're able to control the line of scrimmage and run the football, you're going to wear a lot of those guys down. One of the big keys to tonight for Dowling's offense, the offensive line has to get a hat on Keeter. You're talking about the world-class wrestler. He plays middle linebacker. He's that star linebacker. They want him to roam free, and he makes a lot of plays. And you have to account for where he's at, and you have to get a hat on him, meaning you have to get to that second level. Otherwise, he's going to make a lot of tackles and disrupt a lot of things that Dowling's offense likes to do. So that's one of the key things. If they can get to him and control the line of scrimmage, that will open up the passing game, and the offense should do well.
Okay, and then the City High offense. Now, they've been known to bring out the whole playbook, exotics. They have 2 quarterbacks they play, although they've settled in on Drew Larson. He is a junior at 6'1", 175. The other quarterback who we'll see at times throughout the contest, Johnny, if he comes in, then I think everybody's antenna goes up when Quentin Tron, number 9, a 5'10 junior, he's also a junior, comes in. You could see the exotic play come out of City High in the playbook of Mitch Moore, the former head coach at Des Moines Roosevelt.
Yeah, and Larson likes to sling the ball around. I mean, you look at the stats, and he's got he's got 766 yards passing, 7 TDs, 3 rushing. So he likes to sling the ball around. And when you said when Tron comes in the game, the trick plays come out. Now you have more of a dual threat where you're going to see a lot of running, type of wildcat quarterback, but he can also do some things in the air too. One of the things I noticed, Mark, when Iowa City High was warming up, they had Keeter lined up in the backfield behind the quarterback, and it was like the center normal snap, but the quarterback made it look like it was a bad snap where he kind of tipped the ball in the air to Keeter, and Keeter ran straight forward and continued going straight down the field as the quarterback kind of felt like he was chasing, looking at the ball. So that's kind of stuff that Mitch Moore likes to do, is put in those trick plays to think that it's a drop fumbled snap, something like that, and you have an all-state wrestler and a great athletic football player as Keeter that can do those kind of things, but they can also backfire as well.
Well, Dowling amassed 318 yards of total offense last week against Ankeny, 191 yards in the ground, 127 in the air. The Dowling defense holding Ankeny to 130 yards in the air by the Division I quarterback J.J. Cole, and giving up 136 yards on the ground, but 80 on one play, and that was, I think, the second series for Ankeny of the second half. You minus that 80, and the Hawks had 186 net yards for the game. So Dowling defense doing well. I'm transitioning here, Johnny. The Maroons pick up a couple players on defense this week off the injury list. Peyton Johnson, number 49, the junior, will return for the Maroons, as will the Mike linebacker Noah Seamer, number 33. He's been battling a broken ankle since the Central camp, and he is back tonight to help back up Dylan Manning. And Dylan, as a sophomore, has done pretty well. He is fourth in the team in tackles for a young sophomore playing his first varsity football, and he's done a nice job in Noah Seamer's absence.
Yeah, Seamer coming in. He played Rover last year with the outside linebacker. I think they moved him inside because he's still nursing that ankle injury. He doesn't have to move side to side as much as you and cover a lot of ground as you do as an outside linebacker. That middle linebacker spot is more downhill. It's kind of their captain of the defense, that Mike linebacker spot, and that's where Noah Seamer is going to come in big tonight. But Jimmy Wannick, playing that weak side linebacker, leads the team in tackles, and he came alive last week. A lot of downhill tackles. Disrupted that backfield, and if you got now Noah Seamer with the experience that Manning picked up in Seamer's absence, with Wannick playing the way he is, and then Joe Hughes being a three-way player, That's really big for the Dowling defense, especially with that defensive line that we've been talking about all year.
Absolutely. Carson Hagan, Ralston Rumley, Cody Hikas, and the guys that back them up. The Maroons have forced 4 turnovers this year. They've recovered 3 fumbles, and they have an interception. For City High, they have 2 interceptions and recovered 3 fumbles. So both teams' defenses have been taking advantage of opportunities given to them. Johnny, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and City High of Iowa City. Late kickoff tonight. It's 7:30 kickoff here at Valley Stadium. So we'll be also simulcasting at the bottom of the hour with CISN.TV, our audio with their video. So keep that in mind, folks, if you're looking to get the stream going tonight. And again, along with John Chido, Mark Amadale, back with more pregame and head coach Tom Wilson after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Has anyone ever told you to pray about it and left you thinking, okay, but how? First, invite the Holy Spirit to be with you as you talk to God. Think about what is going on in your heart and mind. Be honest. Acknowledge to God what you're thinking, feeling, and desiring, because He wants you, the real you. Then, tell Him about what you're experiencing and entrust that to Him. Finally, let the Father love us. Ask yourself, how is God loving me right now? He is loving always. Sometimes we need to stop and think of our blessings, because that is where we can find God.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Jack Williams from EWTN's Open Line. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we move to our coaches segment. Mark Amadale now joined by head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic as Maroons take on City High of Iowa City tonight here at Valley Stadium. Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck tonight against City High.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Coach, what a game it was last week. 17-10 win at Ankeny, kind of avenged the loss last year to the Hawks, and a game that we talked about a lot before the game as far as being physical, getting off to a great start. You did both, and you were the more physical team. Hawks got a big touchdown that second half on a one-play 80-yard run, which, you know, they have all the explosiveness. But your kids hung in there, except for one big play. They played a tremendous all-around game.
Well, they really did. Proud of the kids, and it was a team win. And I did think we were physical last Friday, and that game certainly called for that. But you know, our defense, as you mentioned, gave up the one big play and came up with several other ones. We're able to get pressure on Cole, which was really important, and obviously we're able to have some success against their offense.
Well, defense paved the way in the first half. The Dowling defense paved the way the whole game, except for the one play. But you go into halftime leading 7-3, and I got to think you're feeling pretty good. But the wind kicked up during the game. As that cold front moved through, that was kind of unexpected. So it became a one field position, or a field position became a premium, especially if you're going against the wind.
Yeah, it was, and obviously we took the wind in the third quarter and the second half. I did think it was a factor throughout. I thought it was evident when, you know, Cole tried to throw deep towards Jake Anderson, and the ball kind of ends up fluttering about 10 yards short, and you could tell that it was playing a role in the ball game. But we tried to play field position honestly in the second half. You know, we get the catch from Cooper Nicholson that puts us down and deep in the red zone, and we don't finish. And those are the kinds of things that we've got to correct. And, you know, the Hail Mary at the end wouldn't even have been anything had we just did our job.
Well, Coach, you look at some of the big plays, and one thing we talked about even before the season was forced turnovers by the defense, and you got a couple at the right times. And at halftime, I don't think anybody had a turnover, but the second half, you forced 2 turnovers. We committed 1, but it was I thought the big breakup was when you stripped the ball to the tight end and recovered the fumble at midfield.
Big play, and you know, that was honestly a route combination we're a little bit concerned about, and we have a few different ways to cover it, and we were in the less desirable of them at that time. But Justice Williams gets the strip, and that becomes a huge part of the ball game. And I think, you know, we also saw how our offensive line grew up a little bit and came alive, and thought Rashad and CJ did a really good job of running the football.
Well, I know you mentioned your two running backs, but CJ was somewhat questionable due to his kind of lingering injury. Didn't know if he was going to play a lot. I know it came down to warm-ups, but he had a fantastic game. Of course, you give the guys up front a lot of credit for that, but it's good to see C.J. Phillip in that lineup, even though Rashad got a lot of carries. You have that 1-2 punch, and that really wears defenses down in the second half.
Well, it really takes the 1-2 punch, and I think Rashad ended up having 24 carries, and if you would do that against our schedule over a fairly long stretch, it's tough for a body to hold up. So having two of them is really, really important. And Jack Moore is another one that we have confidence in that you just haven't seen as much. But I also think Hunter Crutchlow going in for Will Leifker and doing a lot of the dirty work deserves some credit too. He's a relentless player, not the biggest guy in the world or anything like that, but he's a team guy and was able to do a lot of dirty work.
The coach, the Yankee Dowling game, how did it break down? The Maroons come away with a 17-10 victory, avenging the loss from the previous year. But when you break things down, who are some of the kids maybe we missed? I know a few that we talked about was the defensive line. Those three guys that put their hand down, two of them, or a lot of them caused sacks. I know Hagan had 2 sacks in the game, but there's some guys that kind of went unnoticed. I think a lot of it's on your defensive side.
Well, I agree with you. I do think that defensive line and really with Heikes and Rumley and Hagan, and Rumley didn't get the stats the other guys do, but he's the one that's causing some chaos inside. And Jim McWanick is somebody that continues to flash, a senior that's kind of waited his turn in the program and has been productive and continues to get better. And I think Braden Pearson and Joe Hughes on the outside have continued to do very well. And I think our secondary, Jake Anderson, we put him on Jamison Patton most of the night. You saw a couple of times where he had big breakups and great coverage, and that was really important. So, as I mentioned, the team win. Kids really did a good job. And I guess one other person to mention is Andrew Schumacher, because, we were talking about the field position battle. Number one, him hitting extra points and a field goal, but also when he had the wind at his back, he was kicking it through the end zone, which that allowed us to have them come out to the 20 going against the wind, which was really important.
Visit with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game at City High of Iowa City and Dowling Catholic at Valley Stadium tonight. Both teams with records of 2-1. Both teams in the top 10. Dowling ranked 3rd by the Des Moines Register and City High ranked 9th. This is Mark Hamadale. We'll be back with more. We'll talk with Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the Iowa City City High Little Hawks, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
When it was discovered that messages could be sent through the atmosphere without the use of wires, it revolutionized how we communicate. Hi, this is Matt Wilcom, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. One of the very first radio stations Marconi was commissioned to build was for the Pope, as the Church immediately recognized the potential for evangelization. Iowa Catholic Radio continues this tradition, connecting listeners to Christ. But we need your help during our fall fundraiser starting October 3rd. Can you give $30 a month? Go to iowacatholicradio.com to give now.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Did you know when you support Iowa Catholic Radio, you can make your donation go farther by asking your employer about matching gifts? Ask your employer about matching gifts, and thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Hamadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson. It's Dowling and City High of Iowa City, both teams with 2-1 records and both teams in the top 10. And coach, you can go back and when you get these 2-year pairings with your district now, you're going to have a home and home. I remember last year going to Iowa City and the Maroons leading in the latter part of the game and coming away having their, kind of hearts broken, losing 21-17 on the last-second play or last-minute play, and that was the second time last year. Things have kind of changed. Is this one of those games that have been circled on the calendar because City High comes back, and I think a lot of these guys remember what happened in Iowa City last year?
Well, I think they do. I can tell you the coaching staff does, but we just didn't get it done in Iowa City last year, and they scored on a 4th down on a trick play, and they got us with a couple of them, and I'm sure we're going to see more of them tonight. But, they're a good football team. They stumbled a little bit early in that big game at Kennick versus Liberty, and then have lit up the scoreboard the last two ball games. But they've got some really good players. They're going to be coached hard and coached well, and it's going to be another good challenge for Dowling Catholic.
This is City High team, Coach, that they ran the 2-quarterback system last year, but I think the Larson kid has settled in at quarterback. He also is their starting safety, and we see that. There's like 5 kids that go both ways, and some of the reserves go both ways. But they have this one guy named Keeter, Ben Keeter, and his little brother, not too bad a player either, Sam Keeter. They both can dominate on defense, but Ben is their backup, or is their second running back, and he's just one of those all-around player for a guy that's an all-American wrestler. Can you say an Olympian-type wrestler? Tremendous athlete. Yeah,
world champion wrestler, and he's a really, really good player. Going to Iowa to play football and wrestle, and that hasn't happened very often in my career that I can recall. And he's a big, physical, tough kid, and you mentioned his brother, and they run a 3-5-3 scheme, and there's a lot of blitzing, a lot of different looks. We had a lot of different things versus Ankeny a week ago. Well, this is as equally difficult to decipher and things like that. Play quite a bit of man-to-man in the secondary. Ronnie Major, I think, is a really good corner who also is one of their running backs. So they've got talent. They've got a scheme that creates some challenges for us, and we're going to have to play really well.
And let's talk about City High's offense. You mentioned some of their skills. Ronnie Majors are leading running back. Keeter is their backup running back. But they have 3 skills. Achille Maddox, number 14, and number 11, Rue, are both receivers. And then the Keeter kid they brought in, he's called special. They just put him wherever they want him, no matter where to play. And that's an interesting offense. They've been passing the ball, 75 times throughout the year, and they rush it 60. So we're going to see a lot of balls in the air tonight, it seems like.
Yeah, I would say so. I think last year they had an offensive line that they felt like they could sustain the run a little bit more than what they seem like they feel this year. Larson has more experience at quarterback than what he did a year ago. You mentioned Maddox, who is 6'2", 200 pounds, something like that. That's a good-looking wide receiver. Ronnie Major has plenty of speed, and we've talked about Keeter, and he's a physical player, a talented player on the offensive side as well. So it's created some adjustments. Larson kid, as you mentioned, playing both ways, I think is a good athlete. Number 9, Tran, the kid that was a split time at quarterback. He'll come in once in a while for the special plays, as you mentioned, and things like double passes and whatnot are certainly within their playbook.
Well, Coach, tonight on the Dowling side of things, you get a couple kids off the injured list. That's always good to see, especially when you see Noah Seaman back on, going to play linebacker. Haven't seen 33 out there this year because he got hurt early in camp, back at the Central camp. Joe Freilach's back to pull some backup duty on the offensive line. It's good to see some of these kids coming off the injured list. And Peyton Johnson, another one, he's one that backs up Carson Hagan. So that is good to see with kids coming off that injured list.
It sure is. And, we knew this was about the week that we were going to get those kids back. Seamer may be the hardest working kid we have. And he's a leader. I think he was our second leading tackler a year ago. Just a really great kid and a good player, and I think he's going to help us as we continue on throughout the season. Freilach probably would have been the starting right guard had he not gotten hurt, and then so he will add depth to that, which is always good. And Peyton Johnson is a kid that's worked his tail off through the years, been a linebacker, been a defensive lineman. And that just gives us a little bit more depth to rotate in and out on that defensive line to keep kids fresh. So certainly looking forward to having all 3 of those guys back.
And of course, tonight, home game for Dowling, and it's Catholic football recognition night, and I can't thank enough what Andy Jepson, the president of the league, and the rest of the staff do. And, of course, you're on the board, and all those youngsters will be recognized before the game tonight.
Yeah, it's always it's a good night. It's a hectic night as we get the Catholic Football League kids, but we've got to be pushing almost 60 years within that Catholic Football League that Coach Williams started, and we've tried to maintain, and I can't say enough about Andy Jepson and the job that he has done for several years now, and the board members and really everybody involved. So that's really our lifeblood and the pipeline to the program, and really appreciate all they do, and glad to have the kids here.
Coach Wilson, best of luck tonight against City High. We'll talk to you at halftime and on the postgame show.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Tom Wilson joining me here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and City High of Iowa City. About set to kick off from Valley Stadium in about 5 minutes. Alongside John Chido, Mark Hemedale, Mr. Mainring has a night off. He'll be at a wedding tonight here in Central Iowa, so I know he'll be tuned in on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. We'll return with more of our pregame show as the coin flip is up next here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Dorothy Pisarski from Sacred Heart Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium as the coin flip's being done on the field. Dowling and City High of Iowa City about set to kick off. Mark Hemedale, John Chido, and Johnny, we have a few guests in the house tonight. Jeremy's going to talk. Oh, all right. We can do that. We have the Gregory's, Julie and Jeremy. Jeremy, welcome.
Hi, Mark. How are we doing today?
You're doing fine. How in the heck did you get up here to sit between Chido and I tonight? What's this all about?
Donation to the Buffalo Bash here. It's a great program with Dowling Catholic. We've had one kid go through. We got two kids now. It's a junior and freshman. Great environment. Glad to be here.
Are you related to this Jack Gregory that I used to call basketball games on? Is he kind of related to you?
Jack would be our oldest. Graduated. He continued on in the basketball game, so it must have been all the great play calling you were doing there.
Don't know about that. We get a lot of – what are you laughing at, Chido? I brought him to do color in basketball. Everybody was lost, including me, and that doesn't take much. But remember that game? Yeah, you did.
I did a couple, but basketball is too fast-moving. You really have to be on your toes.
You better be ready tonight for this.
I know it. This is kind of stressful right now.
But Jeremy, you and your wife Julie are up here, and you have kids at Dowling. Your freshman is in my daughter's class. Her name is?
Yeah, Ava Gretzky. She's on the volleyball team, so it's been fun watching the girls this summer or this fall here. Great season.
And you guys are originally from Nebraska, so we're going to have some question and answers because this guy here picked Nebraska to win the Big Ten West.
I did. Yep. That's probably why they're doing so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be recruiting Iowa State's football coach come this season, so who knows.
Yeah, there's a lot of Iowa State fans that listen to this. I'm a Hawkeye fan, so I'll go right at it. Jeremy. Julie, winning the auction, was it the Dowling auction?
It was the Buffalo Bash.
The
so
Buffalo
if you have not been to the Buffalo Bash, it's definitely worth going to, and you could end up here.
Carolyn Kirchhoff does a great job, and she kind of she says, hey, you'll be fun. Bring them on. I said, I want both of them, so we'll have fun.
This was an addition to our lifetime passes, so we'll be visiting and doing Dowling activities forever.
This guy's wanting a lifetime pass since like 5 years ago.
I'm at Dowling more now than I was when I went to school there, and I still have no lifetime pass.
The Buffalo Bash.
That's the ticket, not through Mark. You think that'd be the answer.
Yeah, that's not happening. All right, we're underway. Thank you. We'll get you on throughout the game. Have fun tonight.
Yes, thanks for having us, Mark.
You bet. As we're underway and Dowling on the return on the kickoff, and that is Davis on the return for Dowling. Rashad Davis across midfield at the 40, 35-30, down the near sideline, and he steps out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. What a way to go. We're going to have the Gretzky's on more often. Johnny, what a return by Rashad Davis. It was return middle, then he went down the near sideline, south to north, here at the Valley Stadium.
And that's a sign of showing how the sophomore Rashad Davis has grown in these last couple weeks because he caught the ball, he took it north-south, didn't try to go east-west, went north-south with the football and made his cuts going forward and found that seam. And with his speed and quickness, it really paid off. Dowling with great field position to start this first possession, Mark.
First down, Dowling at the 19-yard line of City High. The Maroons will work with 2 receivers right, tight end to the left, and Jackson Smolik is the quarterback for the Maroons. 1 back in the backfield. Back to throw Smolik, firing towards the end zone. He's looking for Cooper Nicholson. It's just overthrown, incomplete, as the Maroons had 1 back in the backfield, and that was C.J. Phillip, who gets to start at tailback tonight. And Johnny, let's run through the offensive line. Kyle Rockers, Cade Batterton, Max Shelton, Nate Agos, and George Nahas, left tackle to right tackle. Tight end is Jalen Thompson. You'll see Danny Nielsen, number 81, in there at times. Hunter Critchlow is utility. And Cooper Nicholson, Hank Brown, the flankers, and Bo Gamble, Michael Reichart at the split ends. And, of course, Jackson Smolik at quarterback. And here is the handoff. This time he hands it off to Phillip. He's hit and dropped, maybe for a loss, back to the 21-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and 12 for Dowling back at the City High 21.
That time, Mark, it was inside. It's supposed to be an inside zone play. I think Rashad just kind of cut it too quick to the edge, and that's where all the defensive players were getting blocked to, and he wasn't able to get there. I think he needed to cut that inside a little bit, but watch Dowling here to take another shot there like they did on that first play.
All right, 3rd down and 12 Maroons. Ball on the City High 21-yard line after Rashad Davis returned to the opening kickoff. Back to throw is Smolik. He fires in the end zone. He overthrew his intended receiver, the tight end for Dowling, Jalen Thompson, the 6'4 senior. Just overthrew him at the pylon. It'll bring up 4th and 12 for Dowling at the City High 21. Let's see if Coach Wilson leaves the offense in or brings in the field goal unit, John.
There's a penalty on the field here, Mark. It might be a late hit on Jackson Smolik. He went to the ground after he released the ball. Let's see if that's what the call is here.
All right, we'll pick that up as our officials tonight. Mike Vint from Marshalltown, Eric Kennedy from West Des Moines, Myron Lynn from Adel, Dirk Royals from Pella, and David Forsyth from Pella. Our official head referee is Mike Vint. We'll try to pick up his comments.
Yep.
And you're right, so that's an...
So it's going to be a replay of down, so it's still going to be 3rd and short here.
3rd and 2 as they move the ball down to the 11-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Maroons will come out with 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Dowling going right to left, wearing their home maroon uniforms, white numbers, white helmets and pants. And City High in their white uniforms, visiting white uniforms. Hand off to up the middle is Phillip, and he dives down to the 10, a gain of 1. It'll bring up 4th down and short for Dowling, 4th and about 1.
Well, you have the weak side linebackers walked up on the back side, and that play went away from him, and he was still able to get penetration with nobody touched him. And when you're able to run freely there like he did, you're able to make that backside tackle before C.J. even got going.
All right, they'll bring C.J. Phillip in at tailback. 1 receiver at each side of the formation. They'll go with 2 tight ends, the Maroons will. It's 4th and 1 from the City High 10-yard line after the opening kickoff. Hand off to Phillip, dances around, Phil on his feet. He may go in. Touchdown, Dowling. Boy, he danced around right over the middle linebacker and popped it outside the numbers. Touchdown, Maroons. Phillip from 10 yards out, and Dowling strikes first.
Yeah, when you have all those guys in the box up towards the line of scrimmage like Iowa City High does on their defense, and it's an inside zone play and everybody squeezed in the middle, CJ recognized that, and he cut it outside right away, and there was nobody out there to stop him. Nice heads-up run by C.J. Phillips.
That was all set up by Rashad Davis's 75-yard kickoff return all the way down to the 19 of City High. Extra point is up, and it is good by the Maroons. Andrew Schumacher, the hold by Jack Jepson, and the snap by Carson Hagan. It's Dowling now leading 7-0, 10:18 to go here in the first quarter. And you're listening to Dowling Catholic Football on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.TV.
Jimmy, do you take Judy to be your wife? To have and to hold?
Uh-huh.
For richer or poorer?
Okay.
Are you listening, Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Till death do you part?
Sure, right after I finish putting up this wall between us. There.
Jimmy, you're not dead yet.
When you use artificial contraception, it's like putting a wall between you and your spouse. Couples who instead regulate fertility naturally experience happier marriages and are less likely to divorce. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org. Have you downloaded the Iowa Catholic Radio app? It's easy through the Apple App Store on iPhone or through Google Play on Android. Search Iowa Catholic Radio and download the app. You can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio Talk or Iowa Catholic Radio Music. Listening to Iowa Catholic Radio is easy.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Dowling leading 7-0. Here is the kickoff by Schumacher. And it sends it down to the 5-yard line. The City High will return it in across the 15, and stacked up near the 20-yard line is the return man for City High, where they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line, as City High's offense will see them for the first time tonight, John, as Achille Maddox on the return.
Yeah, Achille Maddox, he's one of their playmakers on offense too, Mark. They like to, Larson likes to go to him quite a bit in the passing game, and he's more of a utility player as well.
So City High will have Drew Larson. He is the grandson of Dave Triplett, former Sioux City Heelan coach, and he sends out 2 receivers on each side of the formation, 2 tight ends. Larson, a quarterback keeper between the numbers, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and will bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line of City High of Iowa City. Let's set the Dowling defense here before Maroons get moving along. Carson Hagan, Ralston Rumley, and Cody Hikus, those are the 3 interior linemen. They'll have their hand down. Maroons will employ 5 linebackers, Matt Hinton, Dylan Manning, along with Noah Seamer, who's back tonight, Jimmy Wannick, Joe Hughes, and Braden Pearson. Corners are Jake Anderson and Jared Rickey, and the free safety is Justice Williams. And now here's Larson back to throw, being chased, rolls to his left, fires the ball out, and he throws it away. Incomplete in the far sideline in front of the City High bench. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for City High. Good pressure by the Maroons, yes, John, but also good coverage in the secondary by Dowling.
It sure was, and that makes it tough for a right-handed quarterback to break the pocket left-handed or to the left and sprint out and have to turn his shoulders to throw back to the right. But Larson did a nice job of doing that, and he also got off a nice pass. I mean, it was a rocket of a pass, but great coverage there by the Dowling defensive back. Was it Jake Anderson on that?
It's 3rd and 10 Dowling, or 3rd and 10 City High, as Dowling brings in an extra defensive back, and now we've got signals coming in. Both teams going to their benches and making adjustments. The Little Hawks now with 3 receivers left, and now finally a timeout as the play clock gets near 0, and we'll take it with them. With 9:33 left to go, first quarter, it's Dowling 7, City High of Iowa City nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and Central Iowa Sports Network.
Iowa Catholic Radio business underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm Father Chris Rising from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Week number 4 of the high school football season. Both City High and Dowling are with records of 2-1. It's 3rd and 10 City High. Larson over the middle, and he finds his man. It's caught, and that is Achille Maddox with the first down across the 35 up near the 37-yard line. 17-yard gain, and he was wide open after the square in pattern. I think he was running from the right side, Johnny.
Yeah, and you had Wannick on a blitz from the outside edge, who was covering him kind of in between, and then Matthew Hampton was playing a little bit far back and allowed the Iowa City High receiver to get underneath there for the catch.
All right, here's Larson on first down. Out of the shotgun, fires it out, and pass is incomplete, as the intended receiver that time was relatively bumped. That was Ronnie Major trying to set up a screen, and with Major, it's almost like a flanker screen with him, but it was blown up by the Dowling defense to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 37 of City High.
Yeah, they'll use Major a lot out of the backfield. He'll do those quick outs, bubble routes, kind of an angle route, as you might call it, where he kind of breaks the out and cuts it back inside. But they utilize him a lot out of the backfield, and he's kind of your hot read player, too, when defenses are sending a lot of blitzes.
2nd and 10, City High. Line of scrimmage, their own 37. They go left to right, north to south here at Valley Stadium. An inside handoff. That's Major. He's stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and he's driven back. No gain in the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long once again for City High.
Boy, Dowling's defense is doing a great job with not allowing the cutback. So that time Major wanted to cut it back, and Jimmy Wanick was right there with that weak side linebacker position, and he's going to get a lot of that cutback, and that's where he's getting a lot of those tackles, and he's staying disciplined, staying at home, not allowing Major to cut it back against the grain.
Tonight is Catholic Football League recognition tonight. We saw the youngsters run across the field in our pregame show, and we'll talk to the president of the Catholic Football League for Dowling Catholic, and that is Andy Jepson at halftime. Appreciate Andy. Now here's Larson on 3rd and long. Rolls to his left again, fires it out. The pass is caught, but depends on the spot. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down, which is at the 46-yard line. Gain of 9. It'll be 4th and 1.
Dylan Manning on the tackle there from his linebacker position. And again, Larson rolling to his left as a right-handed quarterback, able to get his shoulder square and make that throw on a line and get it out there quick. And you're right, Mark, it's about 1 yard short of the first down.
Jeremiah Madlock was the receiver. It'll bring up 4th and 1, and City High is going for it from their own 46-yard line, trailing 7-0 with 7:45 to go in the first quarter. Sam Rue goes in motion, then stops. And now here's a play-action fake. Larson back to throw. He fires it out, and it's caught. And that was Rue who went in motion, and he's got the first down across midfield. And they're going to spot him out of bounds right at midfield.
And Iowa City High is doing a great job sending motion one way, play action one way, and then and Larson reversing his back to the line of scrimmage and rolling opposite. And he's really using that left side and hitting the back with the short routes out of the backfield in that short area. And that was a great call there on 4th and 2 by Iowa City High.
And now a penalty on the play, personal foul against Dowling. And he went out of bounds right at the 49, so a pickup of 3 yards, but that was by Sam Rue. He's one of the secondary receivers for head coach Mitch Moore in his 2nd year at City High, and that'll give, they just marked off the penalty, the ball be spotted. First down at the Dowling 36, so that is not good news from the Runes on that penalty, a personal foul at the end of the play. 3 receivers to the right. Larson back to throw. Looks over the middle. Fires down. And it is overthrown incomplete. Well covered. He had a tight window there, Johnny. And he overthrew his intended receiver that time, Achille Maddox.
Yeah, Maddox tried to run the corner route there. And Matthew Hanton playing that linebacker bandit position, another safety, as you will call it. Kept his ground. Did a nice job running with the receivers. But going back, you had 4th and 1, that penalty, they get the first down and then add the penalty mark, and hopefully Dowling can keep them off the board here with points.
2nd and 10, City High from the Dowling 36. They send 2 receivers right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Larson has time, now is hit, drop back inside the 47-yard line as he was hit and converged on that time by the Dowling defensive line.
Yeah, Ralston Rumley, you got a 3-man front. And they take a lot of punishment, those 3 guys up front. And for them to get through, because they're going to get a lot of double teams. And Rumley, he's a wrestler. He's got low leverage to the ground, and he's very powerful. And he broke through a double team there and was able to get to Larson before he could even make a decision on what he's going to do with the football.
So Ralston Rumley, he and Hagan both wrestlers, and you threw on the Larson kid. I wonder if they're in the same weight class.
Well, Hagan and Keeter, they've had some battles in some wrestling matches throughout the years.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here with the score. Dowling 7, City High of Iowa City nothing. 3rd and 21 for City High from their own 47-yard line. We got to wake up the Gredekes here. I don't know what's going on. But Julie, again, welcome to the broadcast. Great to have you here. And talk about you've had kids go through Dowling. Jack's now in college over there.
Now at Nebraska Wesleyan playing basketball. And just our last one, freshman at Dowling playing volleyball, and then we have a junior. He's our golfer, so he's on the JV varsity golf team. So
can he beat the old man?
Yes.
Yeah, he can beat the old man on the golf. Yeah.
Is you taking lessons from him, or are you giving him the lessons and now he's?
I try to give him the mental lesson, but he can beat me on the swings.
That is awesome. And again, you won the bash on Buffalo Road. Was that the virtual one they had, Julie?
No, we had never been there before, but we did have a couple years that was virtual. But this was the in-person one.
Okay. Well, hang tight. It's a big play coming up for the Maroons as it's 3rd and 21 for City High. See if the Maroon defense can hold here. City High with 2 receivers on each side of the line. Larson back to throw, looking over the middle. He fires it out. The pass is broken up. Incomplete. Stepping in front of the ball at the last moment was Jared Rickey from his corner position, Johnny. And he had that well timed without being in the defender's way as far as a penalty.
Yeah, he sure did. And being able to not come through the man when you're chasing him on that route and being able to use your arm as a defender to swipe at the ball and not cause a pass interference. It's a great job by Jared Rickey.
So City High will be forced to punt. And it's a good snap, and getting away is Alex Knutson, and it's fielded by Dowling. And on the return, that is the Maroons, and finally hit and drop. They say they've got a fumble on the play here, John. Let's see what this is about. Oh, official.
Yep.
Now they did say it's recovered by City High, so they'll have the ball at the Dowling 25 on the punt return that was fumbled.
Yeah, it's a big turnover, especially in down here in this field position. It's not going to hurt as much if it's on the other side of the 50 mark, but when you turn it over on your own 24-yard line, that hurts. It's now given Iowa City High great field position, short field to start this possession.
Cooper Nicholson with the fumble as he returned the punt. He had a pretty good return going, and he lost the ball. Now here's City High. They fire the ball out. It's caught in the near side, inside the 20 from the 24-yard line. Ball down to the 19-yard line. That was caught by Achille Maddox, and they'll pick up a few yards.
Yeah, Achille Maddox with an out route there, and Larson threw it right where he needed to throw it to his outside, made a nice catch, nice gain, gives it a second and short, manageable yards for Iowa City High.
5-yard reception, and they're going a little bit up-tempo here as they snap the ball. And here is Larson, fires out of the backfield. The pass is caught and run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, knocked out by Jake Anderson. Is the receiver on that play, and a nice run downfield by Dax Judge, who caught the ball. Or check that.
Number 26.
That was Evan Lamp.
Yeah, Evan Lamp. And, again, that play action, getting the Dowling defense to move one way. Larson now rolling to his right, able to hit Lamp in that neglected area out there in the flats.
1st and goal, City High. Here's a pass to the far sideline, caught. And it's inside the 5-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and goal from there. And City High going up-tempo here.
And number 4, Jeremiah Madlock on the reception mark on a little short hitch route. It's a second and manageable again here for Iowa City High here in the red zone and under the 10-yard line now.
Yeah, at the 4-yard line, pistol formation. They give it to the tailback, and hitting a seam and hit and drop that time. No gain of the play. They try to go up the middle, and Major was the tailback, and he got hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough sledding for Iowa City High running inside, especially when you look at the weight up front. Iowa City High's offensive line compared to Dowling's defensive line with those three guys with Rumley, Hagan, and Heiketz. It's going to make it really tough for them to run inside, especially if they play with that type of strength and tempo.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right for City High. Maddox in the backfield. Larson back to throw out of the shotgun. Now runs this side, and the pass is incomplete. Knocked away at the last moment once again by Jared Rickey, who's come up with some big hits to break up passes tonight, Johnny.
His technique there has been fantastic, and credit Moats, the defensive back coach for Dowling Catholic, because that's twice now. Instead of running through the receiver, he's using his hand to use as a club or whatever to come through to knock that ball out as it's arriving. The timing has been perfect. I mean, that's a great job by Rickey. You can't do it any better than that.
4th and goal now for City High. The ball on the Dowling 4-yard line. They'll come out with 3 receivers to the left. Make it 4 because the tight end is standing up. 1 receiver to the left. Larson out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks left. Throws over the middle. Pass is nearly intercepted and finally incomplete. Almost in the hands, or in and out of the hands of the Dowling linebacker that time, Joe Hughes.
Yeah, Joe Hughes broke on that ball. The ball hit it right in his hands, but, as we joke in practice with our defensive guys, that's why you play defense, and they understand that. And they'll accept that because, that's aggressive play, and it's a big play for Dowling defense. I mean, that's fourth down that kept them out of the end zone, kept them off the board with 0 points.
City High had the ball for 6 minutes. Keep in mind they recovered the Cooper Nicholson fumble. They had it for 6 minutes, got no points out of it. And Dowling's offense on the field, first down from their own 4-yard line. Dowling leading 7-0, just under 5 minutes remaining, first quarter. From Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Mark Amadale, John Chido tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, along with CISN. Back to throw is Smolik from the end zone, puts his head down, avoids tacklers, and finally gets up to the 10-yard line. But he was awful close to being sacked in the end zone. And Jackson, it's that quarterback mentality you kind of feel when you're feeling pressure, and he ducked under it and picked up about 6.
Well, let me tell you, going empty set on your 4-yard line and getting that type of pressure and being able to avoid it and step up like that, that's a great job by Jackson Smolik. And that was Sam Keeter, Ben Keeter's younger brother, he's like shot out of a cannon there into the backfield.
All right, Rashad Davis in at tailback. Smolik, low snap, gives it to Davis, left side, looking for his team. Slips a tackle across the 15. He's got the first down in the open field and finally hit and dropped. As he got outside the numbers, he picked up the first down at the 21-yard line, but he was momentarily in the open field, but he couldn't get outside the numbers. Great coverage that time by City High on the stop.
Well, that play went over left tackle and left guard over Battered and Rakers, and it was a cutback by Rashad Davis, and Max Shelton at his center position did a nice job and allowing him to use that cutback lane, and Rashad is so quick, and he's got great eyesight and vision.
All right, they bring in an extra receiver, Hank Brown, number 80. He goes in motion. Smolik out of the shotgun for Dowling Catholic. The Maroons going right to left, south to north here at Valley Stadium on a beautiful night. Play action fake. Smolik fires the ball downfield, and the pass is incomplete. Reaching out for it was Cooper Nicholson, but they say he didn't have control at the 35-yard line, and it'll bring up second down and 10 for the Maroons.
I think Jackson wants that one back. He had Cooper. He threw it a little bit behind him, kind of his back shoulder. Had a little pressure there, and Cooper again almost came up with a nice one-handed grab as he did last week against Ankeny High School, and Cooper's known to make those tough catches like that.
Did you see Pollock on the replay? He thought it was a catch. He had to know better than that. That was not a catch.
That's funny.
Second and 10, Dowling on their own 21-yard line. Maroons lead it 7-0 over City High of Iowa City, and now we've got a stoppage of play by Mike Vint, our referee. His mic is not working, so.
Neutral zone.
So offside, City High. And that'll push the ball 5 yards up to the 26-yard line of Dowling. So the Maroons will have a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Dowling, you like those 2nd and 5 situations. That's a lot better than 2nd and 10, obviously, but you can do so much more 2nd and 5 than you can do 2nd and 10.
All right, Dowling with 3 receivers left. Davis in the backfield. Back to throw Smolik. Feels pressure. Now steps up. Wants to run. Gets outside the numbers. Running to the near sideline. Picks up the first down. And finally run out of bounds. Now runs into a City High player out of bounds. They help him up. That'll bring up first down Dowling. Nice run by Smolik. And again, he feels that pressure.
Yeah, he does. And he feels it nicely. And he knows where to get out of trouble, which is good. I mean, you got to be self-aware because it's coming from his backside, and he's able to use his speed to get outside. And you had Ben Keeter humming, and that's kind of what clipped him up there at the end on the sideline there.
So. Gain of 11 up to the 37-yard line. So 1st and 10 Maroons. 3:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Cooper Nicholson goes left to right in motion, wearing number 8. Pistol formation. Smolik. Here's the snap. And the give is to Rashad Davis, looking for a hole right side. Now cuts back inside, zigzags, still on his feet at midfield, first down, and he's finally run out of bounds inside the City High 40-yard line. Boy, the sophomore running back for Dowling just waits for his blocks, and he kind of glides through them, and he can shake and bake with the best of them because when he stops, it's a stop, Johnny, and he gets the defenders off balance.
It's a stop jump that Coach Meeks teaches, and everything, if you watch, is moving forward. Even though you're stop jumping, you're still moving forward, and you're not stopping your feet. And he does a great job, and especially as a young sophomore, being able to see that cutback lanes and utilize his speed and quickness. that's just a tremendous job.
Gain of 14, first down Dowling at City High's 40-yard line. Maroons lead it 7-0. Here's Smolik back to throw, fires it out, and a little slip screen caught by Gamble, and Bo has a first down. He runs towards the sideline, out of bounds inside the 25-yard line of City High. He picks up a first down, a 15-yard gain, and Bo, that was a little split screen, if you will, off to the right, and he found some yardage going towards the sideline.
Now, that's not a preset call there. So, Jackson's able to audible out of that. And when you see the three receivers, Nahas with the block, and he can audible out of that because you have a mismatch over there, and that's what Jackson did. And he used Bo Gamble as a screen, and he got his lineman out there to lead the way with the blocking. All right, Dowling with 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1st and 10 Maroons from the 24 of Iowa City High. Here's a pass to Cooper Nicholson, and he went inside with the pass, caught it, and he's finally driven down about the 17-yard line. So he'll pick up 8, and he'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Maroons at the City High 17. And a little stick route there that you read. You have two different options there, depending on where the linebacker plays, and that was or the strong safety was Kel Kurtz for Iowa City High that came up and made the tackle for Iowa City High, and nice catch by the Dowling receiver. All right, the Maroons go 2 tight ends, a receiver on each side of the formation. Davis in the backfield. They give it to him right side. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet at the 15 and driven down at the 10-yard line. Boy, the blocking and tackling really going. I'll tell you what, Nahas is being very athletic in there along with the rest of the offensive linemen. But how about Rashad Davis taking it down to the 10, and it picks up a first down. They're calling it 1st and goal, Johnny, at the 10. Yeah, he's just utilizing his patience, seeing that zone blocking, waiting for it to develop, using his cutback lanes, and are going forward. And that was a great block by Max Shelton, again, the center for Dowling, and Nahas there on the outside. All right, 2 tight ends once again for the Maroons. 1st and goal at the 10, handoff Rashad Davis. Oh, the hole opens inside the 5, puts on a move, touchdown! Oh, my goodness, he beat the safety. That was number 13 right at the 3-yard line. Noah Siddell, and touchdown Rashad Davis. Another move out there by the young sophomore. Touchdown Dowling, and the Maroons increase their lead to 13-0. Now that's a bend play that Dowling utilizes. So it looks like it's inside zone, and it's used to cut the ball outside. So you get everybody moving inside, the linebackers, and then Rashad uses that cutback lane, and it's got to start with Nahas there. He's got to allow for that because he's the one key block for that to happen. The extra point is up and good by Schumacher with the hold by Jepson. And Dowling now increases lead to 14-0. Minute 38 to go here in the first quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. And you're watching and listening to tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.TV. 21. So Centennial's up 21-0. And then Southeast Polk is up.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Mark Amadale alongside John Chido as Dowling leads at 14-0 on the Rashad Davis 10-yard run. Now the kickoff goes out of bounds, and I think that'll be a penalty. So the City High Little Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, but not before the Maroons go 96 yards on that drive, Johnny. And I'm trying to take out the penalties here. 4, 5, 6, 9 plays, 96 yards on the drive.
Yeah, that's a great drive, and you know, a lot of it's on the ground game, and it's with Rashad Davis. Again, he's keeping it going from where he left off last week, and we said it a lot. We're going to say it more just by his vision and his patience with that zone blocking and finding those lanes. But we've got an updated score from our friend Steve Morrow with the Southeast Polk game. Ankeny leads 21-7, Mark, at about half. And then
wow,
Mr. Gregory here has a Centennial update.
Okay, we'll go to that. And now here's Larson back to throw, and he's hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if you call that a sack, but the Maroons were right there, and was that Rawson Rumley?
Yeah. Not getting too far back in the backfield from his defensive line position, being able to get through the defensive line and staying there and not allowing to over-pursue the play there.
We're going to get Mr. Gregory to give us a response. We'll wait till the next play. I don't know if he wants to do the interior lineman or a linebacker. We'll put him on the spot here in a moment here. All right, back to throw is Larson. Has time. Now rushes out of the pocket, fires the ball downfield. Caught. Nice catch that time. Now reverse pivot. That's a nice move that time by Achille Maddox. And he gets it across the 45 up to the 46-yard line for a first down. Okay, now you have the replay in front of you, Jeremy.
As they're going quick.
Oh, now, yeah, there you go. What do you think about this play?
Wow, we just got blown up there and hit each other instead of getting the guy there on that tackle, and we just missed it. We'll get him here on this next one.
All right. Keep that microphone handy. We're going to put him to work. It's 1st and 10, City High from their own 46-yard line. Inside handoff, and hitting bunched up on the play is Ronnie Major, their outstanding tailback. He's just like we saw last week, John, where you can, if he gets loose, it's a foot race, and he's probably going to win it, but the Maroons stacked him up there.
They're doing a great job not allowing him to cut back either way there. I mean, there's no room for him to run inside, but he's a guy that likes to cut back or utilize the speed or break it to the outside, and Dowling's doing a good job of squeezing, keeping him inside and wrapping him up. You know, that was a problem the first week against Southeast Polk with Sama.
Yes, that is true. 2nd and 9 now for City High from their own 48-yard line, and we come to the end of the first quarter, so we'll take a break with them. The score, Dowling 14, City High of Iowa City nothing. Alongside John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale, and want to thank the Gredekeys, Julie and Jeremy, being here tonight. We'll take a break, come back after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Why can't priests get married? Did you know that an ordination shares a lot of similarity with a wedding? The rituals, the vows, even the speak now or forever hold your peace. Why all this similarity? Because he's getting married. His bride is the Catholic Church, and he promises his life to her, just as Christ, the true bridegroom, has done from all eternity. Now, yes, it is possible to have an earthly bride and a heavenly bride, but since the heavenly bride always has to come first, it can be really hard on even the saintliest earthly bride. That's why for the past 1,000 years, the Church has echoed St. Paul's words when he said to early priests, "An unmarried man is anxious about the things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But a married man is anxious about the things of the world, how he may please his wife, and he is divided." So, why can't priests get married? Well, because they already are. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, underway here in the second quarter, with City High having the football, and now it's 3rd and 9 as he just ran a play, Johnny, that went nowhere for City High.
Yeah, jet sweep there, and it was sniffed out by Jimmy Wanick, and he ran the running back for Ronnie Major down, and just kind of shows you the versatility of Jimmy Wanick there.
All right, Larson back to throw, and still on his feet, rolls to his left, looking downfield, hops a tackle at the 50, and he spins out of a tackle inside the Dowling 45 and picks up the first down. Showed his athleticism there, did Drew Larson, the 6'1", 175-pound junior quarterback for City High. And Jeremy, you used to make moves like that, as I understand. Is that true? Back in the
my
day?
moves back in the day was only 12 guys on the field total. We were playing 6-man, so you had to make tackles. You couldn't miss those, or you were running laps the next day.
6-man football.
That'd
in
be
Nebraska.
so much fun. That'd be so much fun with imagine the points scored and the misdirection and
it's like
the fun stuff you could run with that.
You need a calculator to keep up. First down, City High at the Dowling 43. Mark Amadale, John Chida with you tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Here's Larson on play action. Now wants to run. Now he's being corralled, and he throws it away, and they're going to get him for intentional grounding. Mike Vint with the flag, and that'll stop the clock with 10.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
Now, in the first quarter, Larson was doing that play fake, and he reversed back to his left sprint out. That time, Carson Hagan had that play sniffed out, and it's something that they change and kind of go over with the iPads on the sidelines in between series, because he stayed at home and he took a great angle, and Carson Hagan's the one that caused that play and to go nowhere. He's the one that disrupted the whole thing from the get-go.
I think they got Mike Vince microphone fixed, and it is intentional grounding. That'll move the ball to 2nd and 10 now from the Dowling 43. Maroons lead it 14-0. I want to welcome our listeners on Iowa Catholic Radio, the network, and CISN. Larson and did a fake handoff to the fullback, and he kept it outside, a little option play, and he tries to get around right end, and was stopped there. And he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see.
Rumley and Hagan again from their defensive line position, allowing Larson, keeping him in the pocket when he wants to scramble, and not allowing him to get outside. And it's just a great job being disciplined and not letting him break that pocket.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Dental Associates. Back to throws Larson, fires the ball out, and pass is caught on the far sideline, shy of the first down, and run out of bounds by the Maroons, and that was the receiver that time, Achille Maddox, with the reception. He had a couple of Dowling players escort him to the sidelines.
Yeah, again, Larson with a great pass. We had a lot of pressure there to get that off. A nice catch by Maddox there on the sideline. Jake Anderson over there on the tackle, the play with, I believe it was Wanik again.
All right, brings up 4th and 3, and City High is going for it. 9:15 remaining in the second quarter. Dowling leading 14-0. City High on 4th and 3. Back to throw as Larson fires it out, and he overthrew his intended receiver on the far sideline. Incomplete. Ray Nugent, the backup tight end, was the intended receiver, all 6'4", and Dowling will take over on downs.
That's twice now. They've held Iowa City High on 4th down plays. One was a crucial one on Dowling's own 4-yard line. That one here, the next one here, midfield, again stopping this drive and stopping the momentum of Iowa City High. Dowling now starts on offense with great field position from their own 35. So it's nice to have these short fields.
It is.
Are manageable.
Maroons they started that last drive at their own 4-yard line after the defense held on down. So, all right, 2 tight ends. Dowling will work with 1 receiver on each side. Back to throw is Jackson Smolik. The Dowling quarterback rolls to his right, fires near side, and incomplete through the hands of the intended receiver that time, Cooper Nicholson. They'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Maroons from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, Jackson forced to break the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, trying to get Nicholson there on the sideline. Just threw it too wide there. It's kind of tough when you're feeling that kind of pressure and rolling your way and not being able to get your feet set.
2nd and 10 Maroons as Smolik will work with 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends. Now midway through their count, they look to the sidelines and get a new play in the backfield as C.J. Phillip. Here's a snap. Phillip gets the handoff. Right up the gut he goes, and he's driven down shy of the 40-yard line to pick up a 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and a little over 8 yards for the Maroons at their own 40.
That time Iowa City High was in a little blitz there from his right-hand side, and Dowling went inside zone and ran underneath the blitz there, and C.J. Phillips allowed to get some positive yardage for Maroons and allowed a 3rd and manageable position here.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Mercy One. Mark Amadale, John Chida tonight. Here's Smolik back to throw on 3rd and 1, fires it out, and it's caught right at the 42-yard line. Nice reception that time by C.J. Phillip, but a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 4th and about 4 for the Maroons.
Yeah, that Dowling's drive stalled there a little bit. Mark, you kind of like to see if CJ's going to run that route out of the backfield, you want the receivers to bring their guys more downfield. And that time, I think it was Nicholson and whoever the other receiver was out there, they didn't get downfield far enough to bring their guys out of the play and allowed the corner for Iowa City High to come up and make the play before the chains.
So Cooper Nicholson will step back at inside his own 30 to punt for Dowling Catholic. And back deep right around his own 25-yard line. Good snap. The punt is away. And on the return is for City High, and that is Drew Larson. Quarterback, safety, and punt returner is Drew Larson. And a short gain, and they'll start 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. This is normally where I go down to you, John, but I'm going to go up to the Gredekes. It's Julie's turn. Okay. We got to give equal time. All right, Julie. What's going on? Daughter have good grades and all that, right?
I think so. I'm sitting up here. I'm pretty impressed with our student section. So I'm going to give a shout-out to the cheerleaders in the student section tonight. It's my one chance to kind of watch from the background. I have 2 kids out there that I've been waving to, making sure they're behaving. But also our cheerleaders are definitely out cheering tonight. So it's been fun to watch them.
What do you think of the band? The national
and the band, yes.
Did a great
job.
The
band always impresses me, too. I know they put in a lot of long hours and hard work, and they always come out and do a good job here. So very impressed with cheerleaders, student sections, and band tonight.
How would you assess your husband's call of that one play that he had to dissect? What do you think about that? The one time he had a play to talk about. Good, bad, work on it a little bit. We got 4 quarters.
I think he can work on it. So I think you should probably give him a couple more chances.
Johnny, give him a tip.
I think he's doing great, Mark.
I do, too.
I think he's got the replay screen in front of him. He's breaking it down well. Hats
Let's
off.
break this one down. A little swing pass in the back. We'll give it to it. Jeremy, what did you think of this play? The Maroons had that well covered. Little swing pass, get that running back to the outside, try to make him go one-on-one outside the numbers, and the Maroons had it well defended, and I think we got a flag down here, so they're going to talk about it. Get the replay. You got to beg the producer sometime. Holding against City High, I think Dowling will decline it. Just my guess, but for your folks on radio, be patient. we're watching. We're watching the replay.
Mark set me up here. I got replay and everything else, but I'm still waiting for the ref's call.
Nope, producer shot that down. He said, nope, not on this one.
See, Mark will talk, and he'll answer your question for you a lot of times. And it makes you nervous. But what he does to me, I start trying to listen, and then I get nervous, and I forget what he asked me.
I want to thank the CISN crew, Sean and Gracia, A.J. Laporte, and Jose Guzman. Wasn't Jose a reliever for the Blue Jays, Johnny?
Outfielder, wasn't he?
He was a reliever. They're next door. They're the guys on the TV side. Dowling accepts the penalty. Got that one wrong. Pushes City High back deep in their own territory.
What do you got here, Jeremy, for second and forever?
On the 12.
On the 12.
You just got to hold them. Don't let them get you deep. Keep them in front of you is what we want to be able to do here.
Let's see what Larson does. He's back to throw. Airs it out. Fires it downfield. And he overthrew everybody. Good arm. Incomplete. All the way down near the 35-yard line. Now, what would happen in Nebraska with 6-on-6 football? What would you guys call on something like this?
Well, that's one where, 6-on-6, your center's eligible, too. So when you're back pinned on that,
it's like flag football.
Yeah, it's a little bit like flag football. So in some of those plays, we'd actually send the center down as a fake kind of curl route and catch that just past the first down.
For our folks that tuned in late, my partner John Chido picked Nebraska to win the Big Ten East or Big Ten West, and you're from Nebraska. Perfect storm tonight. Who's going to be the next coach of Nebraska, Jeremy?
It's going to be an interesting call here. Seen quite a few names, and the Iowa State might be a little nervous right now because Matt Campbell, I think, is on the short list.
They're always nervous up there. This has been going on for too long. And now we've got, a stoppage of play? Delay of game on City High.
Push them back.
Just a lot of shooting themselves in the foot here with miscues and causing penalties.
Now here's when Iowa's offense comes into play because they're good at safety. So this would be a classic play here to set up for the old Iowa offense here.
Well played, my friend. Well played. Well, we'll see which one's hungry enough. I got to think Rumley and Hagan are going to cause some problems here. What about this? 4 receivers in a little box over here to the near side, Johnny,
and
for City
you have Keeter split out down here at the bottom of the screen, Mark.
And you got their special, and they got the extra quarterback in.
Here it comes.
Here's
Double
Larson.
pass.
Nope, to Keeter, and he can't get out of it. He does now across the 10. He finally driven down at the 11-yard line, so he gains 3 and will bring up 4th and a quarter of a mile. And the punting unit coming on for City High and head coach Mitch Moore. Second year for Coach Moore, record of 12-3. Went to the semifinals last year of the state Class 5A playoffs. Bring up 4th and long here.
Yeah, they went 10-2 last year and had a great year for Iowa City High. And Mitch Moore has brought back that prominent program that once was in the 90s and early 2000s. And they really got a good thing going on over at Iowa City.
They certainly do. And now into punt is Alex Knudsen. It's a short punt. Yep, as you mentioned, Cooper Nicholson picks it up at his own 42, rather the City High 42. He's got the wall set up down the far sideline 10, and he's finally driven out of bounds. They're going to spot him out right around the 12-yard line. It'll be first down Dowling. So a nice punt return for Cooper Nicholson.
And Jake Anderson set up this return because he makes a block right here that allowed Cooper Nicholson to get free and find that wall. And it could have been called a block in the back, but Jake did a nice job finding the numbers of the defender that he was blocking, and Jake Anderson set that play up, allowed Cooper Nicholson to get in space, get to the wide side of the field, and use his speed.
30-yard return for Nicholson. First down, Dowling at the City High 12-yard line. Smolik at quarterback out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Now pistol formation as receiver to the left came in motion. Hand off to Rashad Davis, and this time he's bottled up shy of the right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play to bring up second down and 10 Dowling on the City High 12-yard line. Game clock winding at 5 minutes 40 seconds here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 14-0 here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and we simulcast tonight on CISN. We want to thank Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals and Dental Associates, and of course now we're in the Bozeman and Flores red zone. Say more with Bozeman, 515-244-ROSE. Back to throw Smolik. He has backside pressure, fires in the end zone. It's incomplete. Closest receiver was, might have been Gamble. It'll stop the clock with 5:19 to go, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Dowling at the 12. The Maroons can get a first down, Johnny, at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, two nice defensive plays there by Iowa City High. The last play there, they got Jackson Smolik to flush the pocket, get him to move, make him feel a little bit uncomfortable trying to throw on the run. And Jackson likes to set up and sling the ball around, but you get him moving around a little bit, try to make him a little bit uncomfortable, and throw it earlier than he wants. And nice job by the Iowa City High defense there.
All right, empty backfield here, John. No backs and 5 receivers, 2 left, 3 to the right. Now here's Smolik. He wants to run. Running towards the near sideline, gets outside the numbers, and he's going to be wrestled down right around the 5-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down and bring up 4th and about 3 for Dowling.
Yeah, that time Iowa City High sent 2 extra guys that Dowling had to account for that couldn't block. And so right away, Jackson had to sprint out to his right side. The receivers are going away from him. We only had 1 receiver down to where he was rolling, so it made it really difficult. Did a nice job, made a good decision to tuck it and run and just play another down. So that's a good senior heads-up play by the Dowling quarterback.
All right, Bo Gamble and Cooper Nicholson are split wide to the left. Trey Wilson split wide to the right. 2 tight ends. Wilson goes in motion. He lines up just outside the right tight end. Back to throw Smolik. Looks left, throws left. The pass is incomplete as his intended receiver that time, Cooper Nicholson, couldn't hang on to it. Great play design, but it was more of a timing play that time, and City High will take over on fourth down from their own 4-yard line.
You kind of like to see a little bit more error on that ball to allow the receiver to create some separation to go up and get it, because Nicholson had a good separation there, but the ball, you need a little bit more error. It's kind of thrown more of on the dart, and made Cooper had to kind of readjust for the ball. You kind of want to see it thrown to the back pylon there, but you got to credit the Iowa City defense putting a little pressure there on Jackson, and the nice play by number 9 for Iowa City High, Quentin Tran on the coverage.
And
there.
He's the backup quarterback also. Tran is. All right, 5:04 left to go, second quarter. Dowling leading 14-0. Larson on the snap from his own end zone, airs it out. He's got a man open, and it is caught. Beautiful catch that time. Achille Maddox gets City High out of a big hole. It'll be first down at the Dowling 44-yard line. And what a throw by Larson as he found him in stride here. And, Jeremy, your thoughts on this play? My goodness.
Yeah, like I said, you just can't let him get him past you. Keep him in front of you as a defensive corner. Stay on them. They just get past. Nice catch.
Tough play for the Maroons. And now City High has it all blown up. They tried to hand off to Ronnie Major, and he's hit and dropped in the backfield, so they may lose yardage. So big gain that time by City High, Johnny.
Yeah, nice job of Wannick and Noah Seamer. Good to see Noah Seamer getting some action coming off of that broken ankle. This is his first game back. He's playing inside linebacker, that Mike linebacker alongside Wannick, and getting great pressure there on the blitz there for Dowling Catholic.
Passing play went for 52 yards. Now a running play as they get the ball, trying to turn the corner, and turning the corner, and maybe a couple yards is the ball carrier for City High, and he's hit and dropped, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Little Hawks.
Tommy Keipel coming in, relieving Hikas there on tackle position, making the stop there for Dowling Catholic, not allowing Iowa City High to get the edge, and nice job.
All right, Larson from his Dowling 40 fires the ball out, and it is caught. He's near a first down. That is Achille Maddox again. And, yeah, it looks like first down. Nice pass, a little stick route, Johnny, to Maddox, and he's come up with some big plays.
Yeah, he's been a difference maker here for Iowa City High. He did a huge job with the pitch and catch from Larson to Maddox, flipping the field position here. Now let's see if Iowa City High can capitalize on these last 2 big plays.
7-yard gain, handoff Ronnie Major over the right side. Gets outside the numbers and picks up 5, maybe 6 yards, down inside the 30-yard line with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Dowling leading 14-0 over City High of Iowa City. City High has 1 timeout remaining. Dowling has all 3 at their disposal, and they're going to spot the ball down at the 29, gain of 4.
Yeah, Iowa City's doing a nice job on first down. Here's a flea flicker here, Mark.
Back to throw is Larson over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. He had a man open momentarily, and, they'll bring out their exotics if they can't get things to work.
Yeah, they sure did there. And I think if the receiver would have sold it a little bit longer, held a little bit longer, I think he would have been wide open and allowed Larson to put some air under there.
That brings up 3rd and 5, City High. Line of scrimmage is a Dowling 29. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Major in the backfield. Back to throw. Larson looks left, throws left, and the ball is tipped and nearly intercepted. Near the ball was Jared Rickey, and he's had some pretty good pass breakups and nearly came up with the interception. It'll bring up 4th down for City High from the Dowling 29. Let's see if they go for it here, John, or if they send in the field goal unit. Dowling leading 14-0, trying to get points before the half with 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, we've not seen much of any punting on both sides. There's been some big key decisions to go for it on 4th down. This is Iowa City's High third time going for it. Now it's 4th and 6. This is kind of a tough situation. It's not 4th and short here.
3-man front for Dowling. Everybody else is dropped back. Here's Larson back to throw. Looks right, throws right, and he overthrew everybody. Incomplete. Out pattern done by the wide receiver that time, and that might have been Dax Judge, and he overthrew him.
It looks like they could have got called for a legal man downfield. I think it's supposed to be a throwback screen there because number 78, the big offensive lineman for Iowa City High, was 7 yards downfield, kind of in the throwing lane of where Larson threw it. So there's a lot of miscommunication there. Yeah, you can see in the replay he releases out to the flat. 72's out there as well. I think that's supposed to be set up for a screenplay, Mark, and on 4th down, you hate to see that as a coach, the miscommunication between the play call and the execution.
Yeah, Dax Judge and Achille Maddox were the intended receivers. Maroons with the first down from their own 29 as they take over on downs. Dowling offense out there, and they have 5 receivers, empty backfield. Back to throw is Smolik. Looks over the middle. He finds this man. Caught by Jalen Thompson's inside the 45, down near the City High 42-yard line. Beautiful ball by Smolik, and Thompson with a big catch for the big tight end.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Jackson threw it right where he could get it and throwing it under pressure. I mean, Jackson has 2 guys. One of them, Ben Keeter, Jackson gets hit as he's throwing the ball, and throws it right to the outside shoulder of Galen Thompson, who's a big target, and didn't allow the Iowa City defender to break that play up.
30-yard gain, first down Dowling at the City High 41. Maroons with 3 timeouts and 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. Handoff goes to C.J. Phillip, and he's got the first down, plows his way inside the 30 and finally run out of bounds by Keeter at the Dowling 20. They're going to put it at the 29-yard line, it looks like.
So you're seeing the 1-2 punch of Rashad Davis and C.J. Phillip. It's a great weapon to have between these two backs. They're both explosive backs, great vision. CJ with a little bit more experience now with Rashad gaining these last 2 games, getting experience has. What a great weapon for Dowling Catholic.
First and 10, Dowling at the 29, the City High. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 14, City High nothing. Here's the snap. Smolik looks left, throws left, and he's got Gamble open, and it is caught. Is he in? Yeah, caught touchdown. For the touchdown. Official pointed to each other. Yeah, he was in bounds. Yes, he crossed the goal line. Touchdown, Bo Gamble. And Dowling scoring from 29 yards out, making it a 3-score lead.
That time you had one-on-one coverage outside with Bo Gamble. He's a single receiver that side. You had an empty set, so you had one receiver wide out, the other receivers the other way. There was no help over the top for Iowa City High. So the corner there, which was Ronnie Major, put on an island by himself, and Jackson threw it in a great place, and he couldn't have handled it better.
He sold it too, John. He looked to his right, and then he threw it left. The extra point is up, and now a penalty flag down on the point as Maroons go 3 plays, 71 yards on the Dowling drive.
So you have an offside, so I wonder if Coach Wilson's going to go for 2 now.
They haven't moved the ball yet.
Oh, they're going to kick it, yeah. They're going to take the points. There's no reason to go for 2.
The play was called dead, so that's why they are back on the field. Dowling 20, City High nothing, pending the extra point. And for the Maroons, Andrew Schumacher in to kick the extra point. Jack Jepson on the hold, and Carson Hagan the snap. And the kick is up and through, so it's 21-0 Dowling with 2:02 remaining here in the first half from Valley Stadium. Beautiful night here in West Des Moines, Iowa. Alongside John Chido and Mark Amadale. And the Gredekeys join us for our broadcast tonight. We'll take a break here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.TV.
Honey, I'm so excited for our kitchen remodel.
All right, you love birds, floors,
natural hardwood.
Okay. Wow, that was quick. Countertops.
Definitely natural granite.
Check.
Woohoo!
And that wall?
Tear it down. It'll let in more natural sunlight.
Done.
Whoa.
Speaking of tearing down walls, your family planning, natural, right?
Natural family planning is 99% effective at achieving or delaying pregnancy, and there are no harmful chemicals, so it's better for you and the environment. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Deacon Roger Poole from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in Marshalltown. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here's a kickoff by Dowling Catholic, the return by City High. And they get it across the 25 up near the 27-yard line. That's where they will start, first and 10. As we're about 1:57 to go, Johnny, you going to...
You want me to go down, huh?
You got any questions for him? You want Jeremy to go down and ask Coach?
I won't put him in that position.
We don't have our sideline guy. Well, we do have our sideline guy here, but he is up here with us tonight. You're good. Make sure that works. Yep, you're all good. So...
Particular question you ask?
You got a question for Coach Wilson that you think Johnny should ask, Jeremy?
What modifications are we going to do to not get beat deep?
Oh, that's perfect. That's for the defensive. That's for Campbell.
I'd like to. That's a great question to ask.
All right, here's Larson with the pass incomplete. We always plant those seeds. I like that. I like how he thinks. All right, Johnny's heading down. Jack, put the headphones on. Julie, we'll just switch chairs here. I need a color guy. Go ahead, Jack. Or Jeremy, I'm sorry. Jack hopefully is listening. You know, I hope he is. Yeah, that's right. John. Yeah. they might have that late practice, so you never know what's going on there at Nebraska Wesleyan. The Prairie Wolves out of Lincoln. Now penalty flags down. Larson goes down too. It passes incomplete, and he took a hit that time. And let's see what the officiating crew has here, as it was third down, and Wanek came in on a blitz. Now the officials got to figure all this out. So minute 49 remaining. Here's Mike Vint with the call. And looks like they're going to decline it, so it'll bring up 3rd and 10. City High from their own 28-yard line. Dowling leading 21-0 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, John Chido. We have Jeremy and Julie Gredicke, who won the Dowling Bash on Buffalo Road, and they're sitting in with us tonight. A nice run by Larson. He runs out of bounds shy of the first down. He gets out about the 33-yard line, but he picks up 5. It'll bring up 4th and 5. Ouch. Go ahead, Jeremy.
That'll wake everybody up in the seats. They're dropping the mic on the floor.
Well, we always like mic drops. Our producer does it. Both of them. We have Jeff Piggott back on Iowa Catholic Radio.
But Dowling had a nice wall there, kept them out from making extra large, pushed them out of bounds.
Force another punt. Back deep, Cooper Nicholson and Trey Wilson for Dowling Catholic. Alex Knutson, number 17, the punter. He's also one of the receivers, and he punts it over Nicholson's head, and it angles out of bounds in front of the City High sideline. And the Maroons will have it 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. And you get a little, you're up 21-0, Jeremy. This is Jeremy Gredicke sitting in as John makes his way to the sideline. He's down there. Johnny making his way to talk with head coach Tom Wilson. But you got 3 timeouts. Do you try to march the ball downfield? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you run the sub 2-minute drill here. You got timeouts.
They do.
It's time to work on that drill and push the ball, I think.
We'll let Johnny get his breath before we go down to him. That's quite even though it's all downhill. Dowling with a first down from their own 22-yard line. Minute 30 remaining in the half. Maroons up 21-0. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's a snap. Jackson Smolik back to throw. Looks left, throws left. Pass is caught on the far sideline. Out of bounds is a receiver. And then a little extracurricular activity after Gamble with the catch.
Smart play there. Run it to the sideline, run the out pattern, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And he gets it up. Spot it right at the 29-yard line. They're going to tack on 15 more yards. There is a personal foul.
Yeah, I think tensions are starting to come out from Iowa City West there on the late hit out of bounds.
So a 6-yard reception, and then the penalty tacks on 15 more. Dowling with the first down at their own 42-yard line. Minute 24 remaining. 3 timeouts remaining for Dowling. Here's the snap. Back to throw is Smolik. Jackson on the move, and he dumps it off incomplete as he gets pushed into the Dowling sideline. That'll stop the clock at minute 22. Bring up 2nd and 10, so you live for another down.
Well, and again, we're hitting the sidelines. I mean, if he gets in trouble, he can throw it out of bounds. Safe plays, nothing risky down the middle.
Good point, Jeremy. You work on your 2-minute offense when you can, even though you're up. And now that's not a good sign as Rashad Davis comes out limping. Let's see what that's all about. Maroons will bring in an extra tight end, Danny Nielsen. Also in there is Hank Brown, number 80. So 2 receivers right. 3 bunched up to the left, top of your screen if you're watching on CISN. Smolik at quarterback. Maroons from their own 42-yard line on a 2nd and 10. Here's Smolik with the snap. Gets it out. Cooper Nicholson with the catch. Now a little slip screen. Gets across midfield and finally driven down. Will stop the clock. First down Dowling at the 46. And Cooper did a nice job of waiting for his downfield blocking here, Jeremy, as we'll see on the replay.
Yeah, so do you use the timeout now or just huddle up? It looks like we're going to do quick offense and go.
Yeah, it's first down on the 46 of City High. And the clock stops when
on the move.
When you get the first down there. Smolik avoiding pressure, and he may go down. Throws it at the last minute, and it is incomplete.
Too bad on that one, though, because he was wide open there. If he just got her up, he was under pressure, getting hit going down.
He was bringing drug down there. So that'll stop the clock with 58 seconds to go. Dowling on the City High 46-yard line. Dowling leading 21-0. Third-ranked Maroons and ninth-ranked City High of Iowa City Little Hawks, both teams with 2-1 record. Here's the snap, and here's Smolik's pass, caught by Cooper Nicholson, trying to get outside the numbers, and he's kept his balance, gets across the 40, down inside the City High Little Hawk 38-yard line. 8-yard gain with second effort.
Nice drive there, showing the passion to keep pushing the feet, keep pushing.
And now we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take one. We'll take a 1-minute break. Dowling 21-0 with 44 seconds to go over City High. Back in 1 minute on CISN and the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
When it was discovered that messages could be sent through the atmosphere without the use of wires, it revolutionized how we communicate. Hi, this is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. One of the very first radio stations Marconi was commissioned to build was for the Pope, as the Church immediately recognized the potential for evangelization. Iowa Catholic Radio continues this tradition, connecting listeners to Christ. But we need your help during our fall fundraiser starting October 3rd. Can you give $30 a month? Go to iowacatholicradio.com to give now.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio needs you, whether it's assisting with events, answering the phone, distributing yard signs, or being a parish ambassador. Iowa Catholic Radio depends on you to help connect listeners with Christ. Email contact@iowacatholicradio.com to get involved.
All right, back here at Valley Stadium, it's 3rd down and 1 for the Maroons. The Maroons give the handoff to the tailback, and that's Rashad Davis, who's back in there. He'll be shy of the first down, and he actually lose the yard. And the Maroons call a timeout. We'll keep it here with 34 seconds remaining here in the first half. Dowling 21, City High of Iowa City nothing. Mark Amadale alongside John Chido, who's made his way down to the sideline. Jeremy and Julie Gredicke are sitting in with us tonight. And John, what's it like? You get a different perspective now from being up here to being on the sideline. And are you going to ask Coach Wilson a few questions? Huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of going through my mind what to ask him. But one of the things I want to ask him is the balance of throwing and rushing tonight. It's been a great balance, and if they convert here on 4th and 5, that's going to be another big play. They've had some big stops. Talk about that, on the 4-yard line of Iowa City High for their defense, to see if they can come up with a big play and keep this drive alive and get some points on the board on a 4th and 5 situation.
Yep, Dowling has the punting unit in. Thank you, John, for that report from the sidelines. Cooper Nicholson back to punt. Line of scrimmage for Dowling is their own 41. Davis lost 4 yards on that last carry. And back deep for City High is Maddox, and the penalty will go into the end zone. Touchback. There'll be no return. 1st and 10, City High from their own 20-yard line with 26 seconds to go here in the first half. And our scheduled guest at halftime is Andy Jepson, president of the Catholic Football League. You guys were a part of that for a while till the big guy fell in love with basketball, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, we moved down here about 6 years ago, and Jack showed up at camp. And then our 7th grader, our junior high now, Isaac, played a couple years in the Catholic Football League. Great program, brings a lot of kids into this high school network, and really develops out that drive and passion for the Dowling Catholic football program.
Certainly does. Julie, you see all those kids running across the field when we started the game tonight, right before we were in our pregame?
Yes, we moved here 6 years ago, and that was the very first thing I did 3 days after we moved was take Isaac to his first practice. So trying to find all those fields that were a challenge. Thank goodness for GPS.
GPS, yeah, for you out-of-towners.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, City High with the football. Back to throw Larson with 25 seconds to go. Larson scrambling, now fires it out. He throws into double coverage. It's underthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, just turn back a little bit, turn your head, watch for the ball when the receiver's looking, and might have been an interception there.
Well, they have been we'll bring Johnny back in. Johnny, they've been looking for Achille Maddox on that home run play all night, number 14, and he was He had double coverage on that play.
Yeah, they weren't going to get beat deep there. You had Jake Anderson and Matthew Hanton both running stride for stride with Maddox. So you can't get a guy with that type of speed. You can't let him behind you.
Now City High will take the kneel down, and we'll go to halftime here with Dowling leading 21-0 over City High of Iowa City. Keep in mind, last year when I made the trip over to City High, it was City High 21-17. They scored in the final minute to deflate Dowling's hopes. The Maroons got a low seed in the postseason, so a little bit different this time. And Jeremy, we're going to wait for John to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson. But your thoughts, your quick thoughts here in this first half. What do you think?
Well, I think we've been playing great here. We just got to keep defensive pressure on the quarterback. Don't give him time when they're trying to make those big plays like that. Make him throw off balance. I think if we can keep pressure on him, we'll be all right.
All right, let's go down to John Chida with head coach Tom Wilson.
Coach saying hi to the Bishop here. Okay. Coach, your thoughts on the first half here? It seems like you had some balance, both passing and running the football, and some big stops there in the red zone defensively.
Defensively, I thought they did a great job. We a few drives together, got to put more together, but proud of where we're at. We just got to finish.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Johnny, thank you for that report. John Chido on the Dowling sideline tonight as the Maroons lead it by the score of 21-0 at halftime. And Jared Seifert, Mr. Stat Guy, Andy Jepson set to join us, and everybody just going to be taking a break. Let's take a look at our first half stats, and we'll just a notice to CISN and to Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll take a 2-minute break following this segment here. For Dowling, they had 206 yards of total offense in the first half, 145 for City High of Iowa City. Dowling had 112 yards in the air and 94 yards in the ground. For City High, they had 133 yards of passing with 12 yards on the ground. Maroons were penalized once for 15 yards. City High, 5 penalties for 51 yards in the first half. Dowling with 12 first downs and City High with 8. Jackson Smolik, 8 out of 15 passing, 112 yards and a touchdown. Drew Larson was 13 out of 29 passing for City High for 133 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Rashad Davis, leading ball carrier for the Maroons, 6 carries for 48 yards and 1 touchdown. Jackson Smolik, 3 carries for 24 yards, and C.J. Phillip, 5 carries for 22 yards. For City High, Ronnie Major, the leading ball carrier, 4 carries for just 7 yards. And Drew Larson, the quarterback, 7 carries for 4 yards, and 1 carry for Sam Rue for 1 yard. Leading receiver for the Maroons, Bo Gamble, 3 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Thompson, 1 catch for 31 yards. Cooper Nicholson, 3 catches for 28 yards, and C.J. Phillip, 1 catch for 3 yards. For City High, their leading receiver is the young man we talked about, Achille Maddox. He has 6 catches for 100 yards in the first half for City High of Iowa City. And then rounding out receiving yards for City High, Connor Cross, 1 catch for 8 yards. And Evan Lamp, 1 catch for 8 yards. Again, total yardage in the first half for Dowling Catholic. Maroons with 206 yards of total offense, and City High with 145. We're at halftime. We'll take a break, come back, talk Catholic Football League. This might be the first night not one kid fell when they ran across the field, as Coach Jepson told them to do. They all ran across. Nobody tripped and fell, and there wasn't the domino effect. Congratulations to those youngsters. We'll be back with our halftime guest, Andy Jepson, here on Catholic Football League night. You're listening and watching tonight's game on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, John Chido, back after these messages after this 2-minute break.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm Lirio from Holy Trinity Parish in Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Ready to celebrate the end of Roe v. Wade? Then get your tickets for Pulse Life Advocates Pro-Life Christmas Gala. You'll savor a fabulous meal and Christmas entertainment, along with an uplifting pro-life talk by the Sisters of Life. Support life, have fun. What a great combination. The date is Saturday, November 19th. The place is the Meadows Event Center in Altoona, Iowa. Get details at pulseforlife.org. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's Dr. David Anders with Call to Communion. It's a live call-in show for non-Catholics and fallen away Catholics. Called to Communion on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Connecting listeners with Christ.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to halftime here at Valley Stadium. Dowling leading 21-0 over City High of Iowa City. Mark Amadale, John Chido on the call tonight, and we're joined by the president of the Catholic Football League, the one and only Andy Jepson. Coach, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
My goodness, as I said in our little plug before we went to break, not one kid fell that made the loop. I mean, you went angle to angle, end zone to end zone. And how many of those kids were in the league this year?
I'm usually more worried about the coaches and the parents trying to stay out of the way, but everybody seemed to make it across tonight. Almost 500, so
that's
awesome.
A
lot of kids.
That's awesome. I know we've had the numbers have been fluctuating, between 500 and 600, but that is amazing. And this year, new uniforms, reversible jerseys this year, right?
Those were new a year ago. We got another set for the 8th graders this year, so those guys are looking sharp as well. But the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders are all in new uniforms, new jerseys the last 2 years.
Well, of course, the Catholic Football League now plays in the Mid-Iowa Youth Football Program, and has it been successful? What do you think about it, Andy? Because the number of kids, the safety factors involved, and the teams you have Johnson, Ankeny, Southeast Polk, Lincoln, Waukee, and of course West Des Moines.
Yeah, some of those schools are actually not in the Mid-Iowa Youth Football League anymore. There's another league that's been started, but the teams that are in the Mid-Iowa Youth Football League, Valley, Waukee, Indianola, Bondurant, all the city schools, we're just really, really fortunate to be able to be a part of that group. Lots of like-minded programs, lots of really, really good people who run those youth programs. And as I said a couple weeks ago in a different interview, youth football is as strong in Central Iowa as it's been at any point that I've been involved with it, and that's primarily because of the quality of the people that are leading all of these programs. Really doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't really matter if you're in the Mid-Iowa League or if you're in the new league that Waukee Northwest and ADM and DCG. All of those places have just tremendous people leading their youth football programs, very well connected to their high school programs, and it's things are going real well.
Now, Andy Jepson's our halftime guest. He's president of the Catholic Football League, but a lot of people on your board, including head coach Tom Wilson, are a big influence in about the league, the rules, how it's been modified. You have flag for certain parts of it, then you go to tackle the transition, and that has been the growth of the league. Parents of youth like, well, do I send my kid out? I hear about this concussion. I hear about a lot of things. You guys have kind of brokered that and put parents at ease a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. Our numbers would indicate that. We're certainly having a lot of success with kids in the 1st through 5th grade age range, playing either traditional flag football or what we call transitional flag football, which is still 7-on-7, but with a helmet and shoulder pads on as they kind of prepare themselves to start playing tackle football in 6th grade. And so we think very highly of the model that we brought in 5-6 years ago. Coach Wilson's obviously been very, very supportive of it, and it's worked well for us. I think there are a number of other programs in the area who have also adopted a similar model. So we feel like we're doing the right thing.
Well, that's great. Again, Andy Jepson's our guest here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the CISN.TV. And, of course, you look at the different levels. Where are the most numbers at, Andy? Is it the lower levels, or are you starting to see it at the 5th through 7th grade?
We're fairly balanced. We probably have we play first and second graders together. I think we've got probably 110 or 120 in that group. We've got probably 80 in third grade. 4th and 5th grade is somewhere between 70 and 80, and then our tackle teams, or grades, 6th and 7th grade, we've got somewhere in the ballpark of 60 kids. I think 7th graders, there's 2 teams, 2 big teams. They're at 56 or 58 total, and the 6th graders are somewhere 65, 66 with 3 teams. So it's pretty balanced all the way through. I think we're doing a good job of keeping kids interested in playing football as their bodies develop and as they get ready for tackle football. We're not going to keep them all. And there are some other competing sports, right? Some of these kids are fantastic swimmers or soccer players or whatever else the case may be. And so that's just kind of how it goes as kids get older.
Yeah, it certainly does. Again, Andy Jepson, our guest here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. And, Andy, you look at the equipment we talked about, reversible jerseys, that's important. But you also have brand new shoulder pads, I guess, this year. Is that right?
Yeah, it's we spent about 3 years really going through and upgrading our helmet inventory with the latest technology in all of our helmets for the kids. And I wouldn't say we neglected the shoulder pads, but the shoulder pads were starting to show a little bit of wear and tear. And so we put a priority on those and bought 150 new sets of shoulder pads this year. Our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that are playing tackle football are primarily in those newer Riedel shoulder pads, and so we feel good about that. We feel like we're staying on top of, or maybe even a little bit ahead of the curve with our equipment stuff, which is really, really important. That's a huge part of the success of of the product that we deliver, is making sure that we're putting kids in quality equipment.
And the safety aspect has been going on. We talked about the Guardians. Every kid has a Guardian helmet. I know they do it at the freshman and varsity levels at Dowling, but that is very important to have that.
Yeah, I chuckled. The NFL, actually, for their interior offensive and defensive linemen and their linebackers, went to requiring Guardians during training camp this year. And I was watching the HBO show that had the Lions, and I'm thinking, well, shoot, we're 4 or 5 years ahead of the curve what the NFL's doing with the Guardian caps. So that's been a great relationship with the Guardian cap manufacturer, and it's been really successful for our kids. I know it helps our kids start to assimilate into what they're going to have to practice in at Dowling as well. So.
dncatholicfootball.com, that's the website. And now the league is going on right now on Saturdays and Sundays. When do the playoffs start? Usually start in about October, don't they?
Yeah, middle of October.
Okay.
So our flag, both our flag and tackle leagues will go through. I think it's the weekend of like October 15th or 17th, whatever that middle of October is. So we are in. I guess this will be weekend number 2 of the season with 5 to go at this point. So.
All right, anything you want to tell our listeners and viewers tonight? We got another guest over there in the background. You probably see that. It's some Clark girl.
We need to get her in here.
Well,
she's a lot more important than I am.
Well,
so
we want to get the message out for Catholic football because it's very important to the program. What do you want our listeners and viewers to know?
Just a huge thank you to all of our supporters, all of the parents, most notably the parents that volunteer their time to coach all these kids. That is a colossal task to try to find the right number of people and people that have the right demeanor to coach these kids. So just a huge thank you to all the parents that are participating in the league this year and all the people that have supported us.
And thanks to all the sponsors that came out this summer at Willow Creek for the CFL golf outing. I know we were a part of that with Iowa Catholic Radio. I don't know how well those guys did, but I tried to get a little bit set up for them, and they did.
The check cash, so
that's all you were. And they started on the freeway. I don't understand that. They started on the freeway. There's no hole out in the freeway, but that's a big part of this is getting support, sponsorship, because you buy all the safety stuff that you need.
This is the 4th or 5th year that we've done that. And it's just an extra it's an extra amount of money in our coffers that really can make us a little bit more aggressive with going out and getting the top of the line equipment and upgrading our stuff. So it's greatly appreciated.
Andy, thanks for all you do. Thanks for coming up here tonight, Catholic Football League night. We're going to take a break here, and we want to thank you for all you do. And you're always welcome to come up.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Andy Jepson, our halftime guest here on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll take a 1-minute break down the network line and come back with our very special halftime guest. Caitlin Clark will join us, former Dowling alum and plays at the University of Iowa. A little bit of basketball. You know who she is.
Yeah, you bet.
Back after this on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Iowa Catholic Radio Business Underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Father Ken Helber from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to halftime here at Valley Stadium. Dowling leading City High of Iowa City 21-0. And if you're watching on CISN.TV, the young lady next to me, I think I did her first interview when she was a freshman at Dowling, a lowly freshman. And here we are, 8 years later or so. And this is Caitlin.
Yeah.
7. Kevin? Where are you,
7,
sophomore?
7, yeah.
Sophomore?
Junior year now.
So, time flies.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark joins us. Caitlin, welcome back to West Des Moines.
This is where it all started.
It did. My goodness. And you were out here earlier tonight. I saw a tent set up for you. What was that all about?
So they just kind of had a little recognition for me tonight. Had a little tailgate going on. I was there. A lot of little girls coming up, which is the best. It's always fun coming back here and seeing a lot of people I know, a lot of old coaches, a lot of old teachers. My little brother's a senior now, so that was the last class that I actually played basketball with. So a few girls around still that I know pretty well. But this is always just fun coming back to where it all started and, seeing Coach Meyer, seeing some former teammates, and, it's really what it's all about.
You've been involved with some of the camps. You come back from the University of Iowa, and you've had a pretty good career there thus far. Yeah. Olympics, and, we'll talk more about that because I think it's a non-Olympic year, but trying out for the Olympic team. But all that stuff, you have not forgotten where you've came from, and you come back for camps, and now tonight, your mom and dad are taking pictures. I don't know why.
Yeah, they always are taking way too many pictures. But I think, just coming back and always remembering where you're from. I mean, my family is such a Dowling family. Yep. You know that. My brother played football here. My younger brother plays a bunch of sports here. My grandpa coached football here, a bunch of cousins. So, we love this school, the community, everything about it. I grew up going to a Catholic school, and anytime you can give back, that's what it's about. And especially when you can play a sport you love with little girls and little boys, I think that's what it's all about. And that's what just brings so much joy to them, but also to me, too. I love doing it as well. It's not something I just want to do to look good, but because I love doing it and love giving back.
Caitlin Clark is our guest, plays at the University of Iowa. People kind of remember. Were you an All-American this year?
I was.
My goodness. I remember when you were just an All-Stater here in Iowa. Then you were All-Conference and all that stuff. But, you look back, Caitlin, and what a career you've had, the time you put in. You were out for a lot of sports. Matter of fact, I don't know where Johnny's at, but he remembers. Said, I coached her in softball with his daughter.
Yeah.
I said, she played softball. You went out for everything before you settled in on basketball.
Absolutely, and I think that's so important. I think that's kind of a lost art now. I think kids should be able to play whatever they want. I played soccer all throughout high school. I loved it so much, and it was hard for me to give up, but I knew at the same time basketball was my future. So eventually you find what you're good at, but at the same time, I don't think I would be a great basketball player if it wasn't for the other sports that I played. So, and I was a super competitive kid, so my parents wanted me to get a lot of energy out. So they're like, here, we'll just toss you into any sport ever and go play, whether it's with girls or with boys. I grew up playing with the boys, and, I think that's another reason why I've been able to have the career I have is just because I always competed against bigger, stronger, faster growing up.
And so many different sports before you settled on. I remember the soccer team, you were going away for camps, the Olympians, and, Junior Olympics. You were playing in that. You come back and be done. It's like, can I still play soccer with you? And they let you back on the team. That's kind of unheard of, but what a way to work that out.
Absolutely. And Coach JP, he was tremendous through my time playing soccer. I would leave the team to go try out for the junior national teams, and then I'd come back and we'd be in the state tournament the next couple days, and I'd have to put my shin guards in and lace my cleats up and go play soccer after I just hadn't touched a soccer ball for 2 weeks.
That's right.
But, I loved it, and it was fun to go and run around and play with your best friends, and that's what high school sports is all about, creating those memories with some of your best friends. And they're some of the best memories I have to this day.
all those little girls that came out here tonight in the tailgate will remember that. The ones listening and watching on the replay or whenever, go out, participate, get involved, and you have. And now I got to ask you, you got through the Cyhawk week, and when I talked to your mom last week, it's like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Your brother Blake plays for Iowa State. He's the holder on extra points and field goals. You play at Iowa, and for us Iowa fans, it probably wasn't the best week. But is everything okay in the Clark household?
Absolutely. I mean,
good.
It's obviously hard when I go to Iowa. He goes to Iowa State, but I mean, we've always been each other's biggest fans. Even when we were at Dowling, I mean, I would play right before him. He would be out over in the tunnel watching me play, and then the varsity boys would take the court. So, I think it's something super cool. A lot of families don't get to talk about it. And, obviously my little brother plays sports here, so it's been kind of cool to see him kind of evolve into his own too. Varsity track, varsity basketball, and it's always fun to come back and watch him because he grew up wanting to be us too.
That's right.
I try to get back and watch him as much as I can as well.
Well, and if you can't make it back, hopefully you're listening to the game from your special announcer maybe once in a while.
Oh yeah, you're my favorite.
Yeah. But Colin was a junior or senior?
Senior now. Yeah.
Colin's a senior. I know your mom and dad are behind the camera here. That is amazing.
I know. It's really sad, honestly. I mean, he's way taller than anybody in our family now, which is crazy.
Really?
Tallest in our family. But, yeah, I think he's going to have a big year in basketball. He works hard. Very smart guy. I mean, I wish I was around more to see him play more. But, I'm always tuning into the broadcast. I remember the girls' basketball to go to the state tournament.
Yeah.
My freshman year in high school, I was screaming in my dorm, listening to the game. I mean, I was so excited.
You're probably saying, Amadale, give the scoreboard. Probably. Yeah.
True.
See?
But no,
always get that.
but it's just fun. I mean, I always tune in when I can, and I love Dowling athletics, and I want to be able to give back for the rest of my life, really.
All right, about 30 seconds. Let's talk about the Hawks. What are the expectations? You guys got all the way in the tournament, and conferences first, and the season just kicks off and starts here pretty soon for you, right?
Our schedule is loaded this year, so I'm expecting a big year from us. Obviously, we'll be preseason top 5, I would assume, right around there. I mean, we return our whole starting 5 for the third year in a row, so a lot of high expectations for us, but, we got a lot of talent. It's just, we have high goals, and achieving that is, work for it every single day, and what happens, happens, and that's all you can ask for.
Stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Caitlin Clark, one of my favorite players, freshman year, and now 7 years later, here you are. Here you are.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. 21-0 Dowling over City High at halftime. Back after this 1-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Weekdays at 5 p.m., it's Catholic Answers, a live call-in program to offer Catholics and non-Catholics a chance to talk with world-class apologists and theologians. Catholic Answers, live on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, ready for the second half kickoff, as City High will receive the second half kickoff. Mark Amadale, John Chido, as we try to regroup with our halftime guests. What do you think of that, Johnny? Caitlin Clark and Andy Jepson, Catholic Football League, University of Iowa, Dowling alum. How about that?
That's why you're in the Hall of Fame, Mark. You get guests now like Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's fantastic for her to come back and do that and spend her time. She's just a tremendous person.
Tremendous, genuine kid.
Yes.
Competitor. You coached her in softball.
I didn't coach her in softball. My daughter played on her team.
Well, you were coaching. Yeah. I know. You have those youth teams, and all the dads are coaching.
I didn't know anything about softball.
All right. City High will start after the return, just outside their 20-yard line. I want to thank the CISN group tonight. We'll mention them for the second time. Our in-studio producer, Sean Ingracia, A.J. Laporte, and Jose Guzman on the cameras. And, of course, our own Jeff Piggott on Iowa Catholic Radio. Thanks for all they do behind the scenes, trying to keep everything in line. First down, City High from their own 22-yard line. Larson will give to his tailback and hit and dropped immediately. And City High is just trying to find things. And now we got a penalty flag down, so there's a lot of talking going on.
It's getting very chippy. It kind of got chippy there at the end of that first half, and it's still kind of some extracurricular stuff. The ref's doing a good job of getting on top of that, but it looked like, was that Ben Keeter on the carry there, Mark, on that first possession? I think it was.
Well, now they're going to try to sort the penalty out, and this is Mike Vince's crew. And I think he's got unsportsmanlike conduct. We can get the mic up there. They're having trouble with this mic tonight. So the penalty be assessed, and they'll walk this off. We're going to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Without them, we would not be on the air. And next time you stop by, let them know you heard the game on Iowa Catholic Radio or watched the game on CISN. Ashworth Vision Clinic, along with Construction Professionals and Dental Associates, our thanks to them, along with Skeffington's Formal Wear. Dowling leading 21-0. C.J. Phillip, a 10-yard run. Rashad Davis, a 10-yard run for two of the first touchdowns for the Maroons. And then Bo Gamble on a 29-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jackson Smolik was our second quarter touchdown. Andrew Schumacher, all 3 extra points. And it's 21-0 Maroons, and now they're just trying to put all this in play here. Looks like it's going to put up the 35-yard line, so whatever happened, the Maroons were not the beneficiary of it. First down, City High.
No, I thought it was going to be offsetting on both sides there, and I think that's what Coach Wilson wanted a discussion with the officials to kind of get an answer on what originally what I think he thought and I thought was going to be called, and then it was called on Dowling Catholic for the unsportsmanlike.
All right. We are set. First down, City High from their own 35-yard line, trailing 21-0. Now Larson fakes the pitch, keeps the ball over left guard and tackle, and gets up to about the 38-yard line, gain of 3 to bring up second down and 7.
What I've noticed now, the last two plays, Ben Keeter's been in at tailback instead of Major, and so they're going to try to get him more involved offensively. Ben Keeter, again, is the middle linebacker for Iowa City High and just a tremendous athlete. And now they're getting him more involved on the offensive side of the ball tonight.
I look for Major to go from tailback to receiver. Now pressure's on. He fires it out. The pass is caught in the far sideline, shy of the first down, run out of bounds just outside the 40 for about a 4-yard gain. Nice reception over there on the far sideline by City High.
Was that Achille Maddox, or was it?
No, it was Oliver Kniss.
Oliver Kniss, yes. And that was another look one way. You sent Keeter in motion to the field side, and then Larson came back to the boundary, which is the short side of the field, with a little dump-off pass for a nice little gain there to make it third and manageable.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 for City High. They'll put a man in motion. That's Sam Rue. He's one of their leading receivers, and he has been quiet tonight. Back to Phil Larson. Looks to Rue, can't find him now. Pops it over the middle. Pass is caught and out of bounds with the first down.
And there's Maddox again.
And that's Maddox, yep.
Yes, and he came across the formation, and again, Larson going one way to start and with play action and then reversing to his back to the line of scrimmage and sprinting out to his left. And hitting Maddox across the formation, and he threw it behind him in a place only where Maddox could get it. That's just a tough throw to make, and he's been doing it all night, the Iowa City High quarterback, Drew Larson.
Gain of 8, 1st and 10. Now option pitch, and this is Keeter trying to get around right end. Tripped up, and he gets the first down inside the Dowling 35-yard line. And, yeah, they're gonna go power football instead of the speed ball they were playing with Major.
And
different perspective.
Iowa City High is going to up the tempo here, get on the ball, not allowing Dowling to get set and try to utilize Keeter without Dowling making any substitution or changes.
Keeter a gain 11. And now the swing pass caught by Sam Rue, and he's out of bounds on the Dowling sideline, right near the 32-yard line for a pickup of 2 to bring up 2nd and 8. So up tempo right now by City High. They trail 21-0 here, Johnny.
And they need to do something. They need to go quick, change the tempo of this ball game, kind of get Dowling Catholic out of their rhythm. And they've done a good job to this point. Now, that penalty did help move the chains, and then utilizing Keeter in space, he's a tough person to bring down, especially when he gets going.
All right, bunch formation at the top of your screen if you're watching on CISN. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And now here's Larson. And a quarterback draw. They spread the field, and he's hit and dropped inside the 30 down to the 29. He'll be shy of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for City High.
Now credit the Dowling defensive line there. Cody Heikes and Carson Hagan. When you're spreading the field like Iowa City High there with no backs in the backfield, but you did have a wing offset there and to get the linebackers spread out so you could run that quarterback draw. And that leaves your D linemen on an island by themselves, and that was a great job by both Heikes and Hagan.
3rd and 5, handoff goes to Keeter, and they do a little sweep play to the right side, and he's hit and stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up 4th and 5, City High.
Now,
they had everybody in front of Keeter, and they still couldn't turn the corner.
Well, when you're going the short side of the field there, and you think you have the numbers, but if you can't get the edge quick enough, and Dowling was humming coming downfield with Wanick there setting that edge, and that's a great job by him setting that edge. If you don't set the edge, then that allows Keeter and Iowa City High to gain some ground.
Keeter in motion to his left. They fire the ball out. The pass is deflected on 4th down, incomplete, and sticking his arm out there, knocking it down is Joe Hughes.
Joe Hughes with the big play there. That's that senior experience, dropping into his passing lane, knowing where his area is, knowing where the receivers are coming from, because that's a tough play to defend, especially when you have a receiver trying to get that vacated area by the linebacker, and Joe Hughes did a nice job seeing that coming.
Jeremy Gredicke, you know the Hughes family?
Yeah, no, Joe's a great kid. A lot of passion for the game.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. No nonsense football with that kid.
9:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dowling leading 21-0. Maroons take over on downs from their own 29-yard line. And this time they the pass out incomplete.
That was
interesting.
Yeah, they were sending the house there.
Yes, they were. Gamble was the intended receiver, but City High had single coverage because they did send the house.
Now, any normal situation at the high school level, you never want your quarterback to throw it in a hurry to the field because that's such a long throw. But when you have a guy like Jackson Smolik who has that arm strength, it's just like another natural throw to him, and he did a good job of getting rid of that football.
All right, 2 tight ends in for Dowling, 2 receivers, and they give it to Rashad Davis, and he gets up near the 35-yard line. Well, it's either Rashad or C.J. Phillip. They've been interchanging running backs.
And that's C.J.
And it's C.J. Phillip.
C.J.'s more of that power downhill runner. And he had his hand on the offensive lineman on Shelton and both Nahas there over that right side there, and he had his hand on the lineman's back and guiding them into their blocks. That's just great job by C.J. Phillips.
All right, 3rd and 5, Dowling, 2 receivers right, 3 to the left. Smolik out of the shotgun once again, waiting the snap from Max Shelton. Here's the snap. Smolik looks left, throws left, fires it out. It's caught by Jalen Thompson, slips a tackle, still on his feet, and finally steps out of bounds right about the 45, but good enough for a Dowling first down. Nice pattern that time by Jalen Thompson.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mark. And Jalen, when he's in a zone and he's focused, he runs great routes. And you want to see him with his big body that he is and size, you want him to get those yards after the catch. And you're seeing a little bit more of that, and you just want to keep it going in the right direction because he's a good weapon to have.
Yeah, 6'4", 235.
Yeah, especially if they're doubling Cooper on the outside.
All right, Maroons with 2 tight ends, a receiver on each side of the formation. This is their big formation. They got 1 back in the backfield, and that's C.J. Phillip. And he gets the handoff over the right side, pops it outside right tackle, still on his feet, outside the numbers. He's got the first down and more, and stiff arms the guy to get the first down at the 40-yard line of Iowa City High. And Jeremy, I'll tell you what, that was a hard run by Phil. That might be his best run. Johnny and I talked last week. He had a hip problem last week. We didn't know he was going to play. And look at this run here, Jeremy.
Well, the key's there, that block right on the wing there to keep him, to get him another 5-6 yards, too.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Nahas set that edge there. In fact, Jalen Thompson was the extra end on that tide. His guy took himself out of the play, so I mean, that allowed that running lane, and then it allowed Nahas to set the edge there.
14-yard run for Phillip. First down, Dowling. Pistol formation for the Maroons. 2 receivers to the left, and they give it to the second man through, and that's C.J. Phillip again. He works the short side of the field. He's out of bounds on the City High sideline, shy of the first down, right around the 33-yard line. He may have picked up 6-7 yards in the play.
I keep seeing Max Shelton and Nahas out there, and Max Shelton pulling from his center position with the push downfield. And it's the whole offensive line with Batterton and Agos and Big Kyle Rockers on the other side. Is they're getting tremendous push up front, and it's allowing these running backs to gain a lot of yardage and utilize their vision.
All right, Dowling once again with 2 tight ends, 2nd and 4 for the Maroons at the 33-yard line of City High. Back to throw is Jackson Smolik, fires downfield, looks towards the end zone for Cooper Nicholson, and he makes the catch. Was he inbounds? No, they say he was out of bounds with the catch. Nice job and effort once again by Cooper Nicholson, and we saw that last week in the end zone for Ankeny.
Yeah, and Cooper, he can make these tough catches that you would think, how did he do that? And the one-handed catch he made last week, then he almost came down with another one here. He just couldn't get get 1 foot in bounds. You only need 1 foot at high school, but that's a tremendous effort by him. He's full go all the time, and that's what you love about Cooper Nicholson.
All right, 2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends once again. Dowling will send one of their backs in motion. And that is C.J. Phillip. He gets the pass, caught. C.J. inside the 30, still on his feet, and finally ankle tackled inside the 30 and down around the 26-yard line. That's good enough for a Dowling first down, a gain of 7.
Yeah, number 8 for Dowling Catholic. I'm trying to figure out who that was on as a receiver, but
that's Cooper
Nicholson. And what a tremendous block there. It was a key, as they would call it, a screen pass there, and Cooper with a tremendous block. I mean, that's a lineman-style block to allow his receiver to bust free.
All right, pistol formation for the Maroons, 2 tight ends, and now a timeout called by Dowling. So we'll take one ourselves. Dowling leading 21-0 with 7:21 left to go, third quarter from Valley Stadium on a beautiful night here in West Des Moines, Iowa. We'll be back with more on CISN and the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Do I have to believe everything the church teaches?
Would you join the NRA if you hated guns? Be a doctor if you intended to make people sick? Win the World Series if you were the Chicago Cubs? No way! If you did, you'd be doing something completely contradictory to what you're supposed to be. In the same way, if you say you're Catholic, that means you believe and do your best to live out everything the church teaches. And although that doesn't mean we can't ask questions, it does mean that you have to have faith in the truth that is Christ and His church. So what about groups like Young Catholics for a Free Choice or Dignity? Well, they're kind of like doctors who decided that they like the idea of doctorness, but don't really need all that traditional nonsense about making people better. They've rejected the very meaning of Catholicism, that there is one objective truth and His name is Jesus. What's the term for someone who rejects the truth in favor of a lie? A heretic. That's not a very pretty word, but at least it's honest.
For more, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Dowling with a 1st and 10 from the City High 36-yard line. Handoff C.J. Phillip up again between the tackles, puts his head down and gets across the 20 and near a first down. He'd be shy of about a couple yards.
That time C.J.'s running behind Kyle Rockers.
Sideline guy.
Yeah,
I'm
trying to get my breath still from that walk up here.
Yeah, I'll bet you are, Phillip. Again, the handoff, and he's got the first down as he pushes the line inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
But, Jeremy, don't you see, I mean, you're impressed with that offensive line, the push up front. They're kind of dominating the line of scrimmage. It's kind of neat to see, especially as a previous offensive lineman back in your day.
Yeah, the push the offensive line's given, but, the running backs just keep their feet chopping, and that's what keeps that drive moving. But the line's doing a great job making holes and making the push.
Yeah, as Coach Brown standing behind us would tell you, if you can control the line of scrimmage, you're going to win a lot of ball games. Right, Coach? Right.
Yeah. Never heard that before. Really? All right, Dowling with 2 receivers. That's Bo Gamble and Cooper Nicholson in the slot to the right of the formation. With 1 tight end and receiver to the left. That's Hank Brown. Here's the snap. Smolik looks to Brown. Now he fires out of the backfield. That's C.J. Phillip. He's got the catch inside the 5, and he stretches the ball down to the 2-yard line. See where they spot his knee down. It'll be 1st and goal Dowling inside the 3-yard line.
It was a great rub route, read route. You had Hank Brown on the outside running the slant, and C.J. Phillips coming behind him. on a quick out of the backfield, and nice read by Jackson to get the ball to CJ in space.
11-yard gain, 1st and goal, Dowling. Handoff Phillip again. He goes outside right tackle, and he goes into the end zone. Touchdown with the blocking help of George Nahas at right tackle and Nate Agos at right guard. Max Shelton the center. Dowling now scores again, and that is CJ's second touchdown of the night. Johnny?
Yeah, both him and Rashad have been really impressive tonight. I mean, their vision and patience and the cutbacks and seeing where the running lanes are and can't credit the offensive line and their performance tonight and being able to control that line of scrimmage. But a little miscue on the snap here, Mark.
See that, and now the extra point is no good, so the score remains Dowling 27-0 over City High of Iowa City. We'll take a break here with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Dowling 27, City High nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
It can be easy to forget about the dignity of another when we disagree with their ideas or actions. We start to focus on the things that make us different, and the thoughts start to divide us. Before we reach the conclusion of those thoughts, we must pause and remind ourselves that person with a different idea or lifestyle has great dignity. The next time you find yourself ready to go toe-to-toe with someone, remember that they have dignity and deserve respect, even when we disagree.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm Megs Howes at St. Theresa Catholic Church in Des Moines, Iowa. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here is the kickoff by Schumacher, and it's fielded by City High at the 5-yard line. And on the return up near the 20-yard line, the returner is hit and dropped right about there. Sam Rue on the return, and I think Jack Moore made the stop.
Yeah, Jack Moore.
And Rue is shaken up.
What a great job by Jack Moore, and staying in his lane, breaking down, making that tackle. Anytime you don't kick it in the end zone, you have a return. You always kind of get nervous because that's when bad things happen. We can have breakdowns on special teams, and Dowling prides himself in special teams and showed right there on the kickoff team, and Jack Moore with a great open field tackle.
Well, unfortunately, Rue has been shaken up, and he's going to see the trainer right now. We'll keep it here with Dowling leading 27-0. The extra point was no good on that last possession. So C.J. Phillip with 2 touchdowns tonight of running plays of 10 and 3 yards. And bring back in the Gregory family. We have Jeremy and Julie sitting in with us tonight, winners of the Bash on Buffalo Road. Was that the COVID Bash or this year's Bash?
It was this year's Bash, yes, and we had never gone to one before, and look at, this is what we got.
That's right. So, Julie, you're an entrepreneur. What is your business? Talk a little about that.
So I own Card My Yard, which is a fun business to do. I go to people's yards, set up fun signs, birthdays, anniversaries. I've done a lot of homecoming, asking dates, and right now I don't think anyone's ever said no. So if anyone's looking for a date or prom, graduations, any of that, I just put signs up in yards right now.
Now, I know you guys are based kind of out west, but would you ever go to the south side, specifically by the airport? Because I have a few people there.
Well, I do. I go all over.
I'm just asking.
Well, this guy acts like he's still a South Sider. He's been in Urbandale for 15 years now, and he just wants to keep on bringing up the South Side.
They kick me out.
He's giggling.
Give me a call. Look me up on cardmyyard.com.
I will, Julie. Judy, I like that. Yeah, we'll have to get that out. Now, fumble as Larson goes down. What a scramble by Larson, the big guy. And he goes down. Hopefully he's going to get popped right back up. He's helped up.
Nice recovery by Iowa City High to keep possession of that football.
So the line of scrimmage was the 20-yard line of City High. Larson moves the pile. They're going to spot the fumble and everything to the 26-yard line. All right. And Rue must have walked off under his own power. We didn't see that. But City High now with the 2nd and 5 from their own 26. A screen pass set up, and the pass is incomplete as they tried to get Ronnie Major with some blocking help, and he ran right into his big lineman, Talon Young, and pass is incomplete.
Yeah, Dowling's done a great job of containing Ronnie Major, not allowing him to get into space. Because if you go back and look at the stats for the season, he's had a lot of receptions, a lot of yards, and yards after catch, and that's coming out of the backfield position and utilizing his speed and getting him in space. Iowa City High does, and Dowling's defense did a great job containing him tonight.
All right, Larson has 3 receivers left, goes back to pass. Now wants to run. He's got the first down, and he's finally steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So a nice pickup that time of 16 yards and a City High first down.
Good job by Justice Williams of not hitting the Larson out of bounds. And it's hard for a defender to let up on those type of plays when you're running toward the sideline and you're coming from an angle as a defensive player. Good job by him by forcing him out of bounds and letting up and not getting a late hit penalty.
All right. 3 receivers to the left for City High, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. And here's a pitch this time to Ronnie Major, trying to get him in some space, and he carries the ball up to the 48, 49-yard line. So they've went away from Ben Keeter going in at tailback.
Yeah.
Now they get back to their speed back, and that's Ronnie Major,
Right.
number 1.
There's a little quick option pitch, and they went to the wide side of the field there, and able to get the pitch to him early and got him going forward with his speed, and boy, he had some acceleration there.
Now handoff once again to Major, and he slips a tackle, and he's near a first down, running out of bounds near midfield. They're going to put him on the Dowling side of the 50, and that is near a first down. Hope the chain gang's all right, Johnny. If you see the replay, you got to watch those guys. We've already had an injury and a no-show, and here we go. Watch this on the replay.
Well, there's a couple guys that had some marks out on them, so let's see.
That guy.
Yep, that's my brother Frank there. So
okay, he found a way to get out of the way.
Yeah, he's just dropping the
Okay.
chain
Yeah.
instead of standing there. That's good heads-up play by him. Any chance I can give him grief, I'm going to.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. We have the brotherly love going on. You guys have that at home with boys and the young lady.
We do.
Right?
There's a lot of love there.
See? You're right. We have it here. Johnny's brother's one of the chain gang, literally. All right, here is Larson. Back to throw. Fakes the reverse. Still on his feet. Looking downfield. Nobody open. Fires it out. Threw against the grain. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Threw right into about where 3 maroon shirts were.
That's a dangerous pass. Throwing back across your body, rolling to your right, to the middle of the field of all places, and right in the middle of a pack of Jimmy Wanick and Braden Pearson. Larson's lucky that ball didn't get picked, but again, that's why you call these guys defensive players. They're there to make the hit first. They weren't looking for the football. They were looking to separate the ball from the player. So.
All right, 3 receivers to the right. 1 back in the backfield. That's Ronnie Major. The quarterback is Drew Larson, the 6'1 junior. And now Larson with the ball and nowhere to go. And he's stuffed. It'll be 3rd and long for Larson. And a lot of times City High has been trying to spread Dowling out with the 3 receivers, but they haven't quite accomplished that as we approach the 4-minute mark.
You think that, that was Nick Ferricks on the tackle there. He's getting some action. The junior safety coming up to make that stop.
You just heard the report. Ankeny upsets number 1 Southeast Polk after the Hawks got beat by Dowling last week. So what a scramble. That might move Pleasant Valley to number 1 next week. We'll see. 27-0 here. Dowling leading City High here in the 4th quarter. Larson escapes pressure, fires it out. It's caught. Nice catch that time by Achille Maddox. And he's got the first down right around the Dowling 34-yard line, they'll call it.
Again, Maddox coming all the way across the formation from the wide side of the field to the boundary, across the linebackers, everything. He had 4 receivers down at the bottom of the screen to the right, and Maddox comes all the way across, and Larson steps up in the pocket, makes a nice throw.
15-yard gain, first down, City High, with 3:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Runs up 27-0. City High with a man in motion. That is their backup quarterback, Tron, in motion. Back to throw is Larson. Drew looks right, throws right. He underthrows his intended receiver, and that's Sam Rue, who's back in the ball game after being shaken up on the kickoff return.
Yeah, that's good to see him back in action. Now he's injured again. He's kind of limping there a little bit. The official's going to stop play here, but you got to credit the Dowling defensive line and putting pressure and making Larson scramble and break that pocket quicker than what he wants to. And I think now it's to a point where he's catching the ball and he's automatically moving. Not even kind of giving it a chance there, because I would too if you had Carson Hagan and Cody Hikus and Ross and Rumley coming at you all night long.
Yeah, you got Keipel's been in there a few times. Peyton Johnson
Peyton
is
Johnson's
back.
got some action. He made a nice play a couple of plays ago, and it's good to see him back.
They attend to Sam Rue, the senior wide receiver, visiting with the Gregory family. Julie, you mentioned the business that you run. How can folks get in touch with you if they want to? This is your opportunity for one of those free plugs that your husband will answer the phone, I'm sure.
Absolutely. You can look me up on the, I have a Facebook page or cardmyyard.com.
Cardmyyard.com. And you do go to the south side of Des Moines.
I go to the south side
That's all I wanted
occasionally. It has to be a special request
There's
from
a
you.
few families I know that I may have to visit with you about.
It's pretty fun to wake up to a big old sign in your yard.
Well, some people don't like surprises. Some don't like surprises.
You know what I like to do for prank? You do pranks where I can just have you, like get some signs to throw in somebody's yard and just kind of, decorate it a little bit.
Yes, we
some
can
other
say
stuff.
anything.
And yeah.
How do you deal with dogs? Because that's what the problem with my house, if that's what he's thinking
Usually
about.
they know I'm coming, so
Okay.
they make sure their dogs are in. But
just wanted to be sure.
I've never upset any pets.
And he's easy to track. It's either he's doing radio or umping softball. Back in his Rico Palazzo, we call him. With his,
well, you had to get that name out there, did you? I thought that was just an office name.
I'll be waiting for that order, John.
All right, back to live action. 2nd and 10, quarterback draw by Larson. He's stacked up. Go right down at the line of scrimmage, which is a Dowling 34-yard line. Yeah, get them all in now, folks. You didn't pay to do that, to get on here, get shots at me. This is the guy. He's usually on the sideline. There's a reason for that. Look, he doesn't even know what to do with paperwork. We have tables up here and everything. The sideline, he's got it out of his back pocket. How about that, putting that together? I stapled that.
Taped together.
Taped together.
And it's longer than one of my legs. And trying to go through all this it's tough to do in a quick amount of time.
All right, it's 3rd and 10. And here's Larson back to throw for City High. Fires it out. It's caught, but shy of the first down as the receiver is knocked out of bounds. And that being Connor Cross, the receiver, the sophomore's split in, and Dowling will take over on downs. They should be.
Yeah,
it is fourth
that's
down.
4th down now. Joe Hughes making a great play, coming from his linebacker position, and he has the back. That's his responsibility, and he recognized that, and he made a great angle and great break on the ball.
27-0. Dowling leading Iowa City High. Last year it was City High defeating Dowling 21-17. In the last minute of the ball game, City High comes from behind. Here's a pass intended for Ronnie Major, threw on the wrong side of him, incomplete, and Dowling now will take over on downs. And congratulations to the Dowling defense. They're pitching their shutout here through just over 3 quarters here, Johnny.
Yeah, the defense has been great all night, and they came up big in the first half. I mean, it could have been a different story, a different, who knows how it would have went if Iowa City High, after the fumble by Dowling Catholic, converts on that short field, and they had to go for it on 4th down. Dowling's defense comes up big and makes a big play to shut it down, and that was the first big opportunity that Dowling took advantage of, and then again Iowa City High with a big play down the field, and Dowling's defense was able to shut that drive down.
All right, Smolik in at quarterback. Dowling takes over, 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Immediately, runs go to the ground. And slowly getting up. Hopefully it's just a cramp by the defensive lineman for City High, and they're going to stop the clock here with 2:07 left to go into 3rd quarter. And I don't think this will be a timeout. They're just going to have a medical timeout. We'll keep it here with the Gregory clan. All right, so Jack's over at Nebraska Wesleyan. So often do you make it over there to watch him play? Of course, I remember when he played for Dowling and that young lady I had at halftime, Caitlin Clark. Were they about the same class?
She was a year older than him.
Okay.
Yep. One of us tries to get to most of his games. We're kind of in a good position here in Des Moines. We're kind of about halfway to all of the places he goes to play. So we have a lot of family in Lincoln where he's at, so we try to watch him as much as we can.
A lot of, windshield time on I-80.
Yes.
And, boy, there was some good basketball back then with the girls, Caitlin Clark and all that group, and the Dowling boys.
It was a fun couple, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Did you hear that, Johnny? Caitlin even listens to me when she's in Iowa City, wanting to hear how Colin's doing in the boys' game. I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, during the basketball season?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
you got no comment on that?
Well, I was going to be, it's going to be nice, but now that you give me so much grief, it's not like she has a choice. I mean, there's not too many stations that are broadcasting that.
The guys that give me grief are on the sideline. Marasco and that other Chido, those are the ones I got to watch out for. And there's a reason why they're on the opposite sideline.
Well, you know she doesn't definitely tune in to listen to Cataldo do the play or the color with you. You know,
Well, he didn't do it until after she graduated. We wouldn't let him.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to keep him in check.
Yeah. You got to watch who you pull up here on radio. All right, Dowling with a 2nd and 7. Line of scrimmage is their own 31-yard line after the short gain on first down. Back to throw. Smolik fires it out. Caught by Jalen Thompson. First down at the 40. And he falls across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Gain of 10 and another Dowling first down. That's, 3 catches now for Jalen. Last week held to 1 catch and 3 yards. And I kind of said something to him Wednesday when I was out there. You probably heard about that.
Yeah, you did.
I kind of mentioned that.
It's good to see him going.
It is. Yeah. I like getting him going.
Yeah, he found that vacated area by the linebacker, and that's a stick route. And Jackson got the ball out to him quick. You like to see Jalen do more after the catch instead of dancing a little bit, just turn and get upfield because he's got a big frame and he can do a lot more of just keeping his feet moving.
And Smolik threw the fastball at him at last play, and now Maroons go back to the ground game and see where they spot forward progress up to the 40-yard line. So a loss of 1 on the play.
Another injured player here.
And that was Rashad Davis.
Seems like a lot of guys are cramping up tonight.
Yeah, and City High has, we talked about this in the pregame, Johnny. They had 5 guys, 5 starters going both ways. And we say that in front of the guy who played 6-player football and never came off the field. And Jeremy Gredicke, how did you keep from coming off the field? You played on nights like this, warm. You never left the field. How did you guys withstand all that?
Well, the good news was 6-man, we had a smaller field. We didn't have to run quite as far, but still you ran a lot. Trust me, conditioning before the season was tough. We had trash cans at the corners of the field prior to practice.
Water was.
Yeah, it was water was coming up, not going down. but I am surprised on the cramping. I mean, it's not that hot out. It's a nice night, but yeah, when you're playing both ways, that's tough to be in that good of shape and condition. You're getting hit and beat up pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a physical ball game. It's been like that. When I went down there briefly on the sideline, you could tell it was very, very physical game, and it's kind of, you can get more of a sense of a feel for that being closer to the action. You can see a lot better up here, but you can get a sense of the physicality when you're standing close to the field, and it was the few minutes I was down there, it was very physical, and I'm sure it's been like that the whole night.
That was Holden Clay that was shaken up. He goes off under his own power. Dowling now with a 2nd and 11, and the give is to Rashad Davis and kind of making his own way. It gets up near midfield, and he does get to midfield. Gain of 10, but they needed 11, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Dowling at midfield.
And Rashad's down now.
He was limping around earlier. Now the Dowling training staff out there.
And he looks like he's in a lot of pain. Hopefully this is nothing serious.
Seen him grab his hamstring there, but
this is 3 straight plays that we've had an injured player. Might be right around his ankle. As he was tackled by Keeter that time. Ben Keeter with another tackle, leading tackler for.
Looking at the ankle.
He got twisted up there at the end of that play there.
And he was hobbling earlier. I think, John, when you went down to the field, he came off on one of those plays, and he was hobbling, but he went right back in. Which should mention tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, and our thanks to Mercy One. Of course, if you patronize our supporters and sponsors, please let them know you heard the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. Still looking at the Rashad Davis. Now, if we had our sideline reporter down there, he could really, Jeremy, he would be all over this. He could tell you, I think it's the right bone and the right ankle. Might have been just outside the upper leg. And it's his left ankle, which is where he was tackled. That's where Keeter had him. So Rashad is out. That means Jack Moore may be getting in here with C.J. Phillip.
Yeah, he's not even being able to walk off on his own there a little bit, and that's not good to see. So.
Doc Zachary down there and the medical support team, and they are outstanding. Del Lark, of course, longtime athletic trainer at Dowling. All right, 3rd and 1 for the Maroons. 33 seconds left to go, 3rd quarter. Pistol formation, 2 tight ends, and the give is to C.J. Phillip, and he's wrapped up in the backfield and gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and 1 from midfield for no gain for Phillip.
That time over the right side there. Now it comes up fourth and short. You wanted to hopefully get the first down there and move the chains and get this quarter over with. It seems like this has been a long quarter here, and you want to get this, you're up 27-0 at this point, and you want to get more points on the board, get that running clock if you can, and get guys out of here healthy. But let's see what Coach Wilson does at the start of the fourth quarter, see if he goes on it. 4th and short here, up 27, but then it gives Iowa City the short field.
We're at the end of the third quarter, and we'll take a timeout with the score. Dowling 27, City High of Iowa City nothing. Alongside John Chido and Mark Amadeo, back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
When it was discovered that messages could be sent through the atmosphere without the use of wires, it revolutionized how we communicate. Hi, this is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. One of the very first radio stations Marconi was commissioned to build was for the Pope, as the Church immediately recognized the potential for evangelization. Iowa Catholic Radio continues this tradition, connecting listeners to Christ. But we need your help during our fall fundraiser starting October 3rd. Can you give $30 a month? Go to iowacatholicradio.com to give now.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Monday through Friday at 3 p.m., it's Cresta in the Afternoon. Speaker and author Al Cresta looks at life through the lens of Scripture and the teaching of the Catholic Church, providing conversation about the things that matter most. Cresta in the Afternoon on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, underway in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 27-0 over City High of Iowa City. Cooper Nicholson with the punt down to the 22-yard line. But a lot of things happening on the field. Things get a little testy here as we look at the replay as a Dowling punter was run into. And I don't think there was a flag called. So there's a lot of stuff going on the field. That's not where you're at tonight, Johnny, but we can... Thanks to CISN, we can see some of the replays.
Yeah, it like we said, it's really, really chippy out here. There's a lot of extracurriculars going on after the play is over, and hopefully these officials can get this in check because you don't want to see things get out of hand.
All right, we're underway. A handoff on first down, and that might be Major again trying to turn upfield. The Dowling defense has been stellar all night, and they put Major in the backfield, so he may have gotten a yard. We'll see. It'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, the Dowling defensive line has been doing a great job all night long of getting Ronnie Major to stop his feet. Once you get a guy like that with his quickness and speed to stop his feet, there's nowhere to go. And you got to credit again Carson Hagan. He was in on that tackle, leading the charge there, and you got Heikes and Rumley all night long have been doing it. And you got Peyton Johnson getting in the mix a little bit as well.
Holding penalty called on City High. That'll push them back 10 yards to the 12-yard line. Bring up first and 20 from the 12 for City High. They'll send two receivers to the left, one to the right. They'll have Major in the backfield with Drew Larson at quarterback. He's went the distance tonight. Here's the snap. And Larson reverse pivot. Check, that's Quentin Tron at quarterback. And does a reverse pivot and gets across the 15, maybe to the 16-yard line, gain of 4. So Larson has went both ways. He's been the starting free safety, but we thought he'd be spelled a few times tonight as a quarterback, but now Tron is in at quarterback.
Yeah, you haven't seen Tron as much, and he had some quickness and speed. Now Tron, again, is lined up at quarterback, and let's see if Iowa City High is going to utilize his speed and get him in space here, because it's like another run option with him in the ballgame.
Two receivers to the left. Tron back to throw. Now being chased out of the pocket. Fires it out. Pass is caught. And run out of bounds is the receiver that time. I'm not sure if that wasn't Keeter or not. No.
That was number 23.
That was Cale Kurtz with the reception.
Cale Kurtz on a nice out route there. And, the minute I say they're going to utilize him as a running quarterback, he throws the football. Tron does. And makes a nice throw there into the flats, hitting his receiver in stride there.
13-yard gain. And it's first down, City High, or actually, check that, 3rd and 4 City High. They had the penalty that moved them back. Here's Tron back to throw, reverse pivot, rolls to his left, looking downfield, And now we'll keep the football, and he can run. Penalty flag down on the back end. And they may get Major for blocking below the waist as Tron gets up near the 39-yard line. So he gains 11, but this may be coming back.
Yeah, Tron utilizing his speed there. But they're doing – Iowa City High does a lot of stuff where quarterbacks will look one way and then they'll spin their back to the line of scrimmage and reverse pivot the other way and utilize either run with the football or hit a back or a receiver crossing the other way. A lot of misdirection that they try to utilize.
Yeah, they tried to tackle Braden Pearson that time, did Major. And 10-yard penalty will move the ball back inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. So City High going backwards quickly.
Great hit by Jimmy Wannock, too, on Tron. He came flying to the football there and almost caused a fumble.
All right, City High getting some late personnel changes. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, tight end on the right. Tron is the quarterback, back to throw, now wants to run. He's going to be hit and driven down, and he was popped pretty good. And I think that was the Dowling, that was Trig Troyer, I believe. No, it wasn't.
No,
it was,
Joe Hughes. Yeah. And Carson Hagen had him held up, and Joe Hughes came in and just made a nice hit. Wow.
We'll see the replay here. And
it's on, Tron's a quarterback.
And down he goes, yep. He was wrapped up and hit, and they drop him at the 27-yard line. Or check that, the 17-yard line for no gain.
Boy, Joe Hughes he's just a player.
Valley Stadium, as we had a little technical difficulty. Back on the air, Mark Amadil, John Chido. 4th and 15 for City High, and it'll be Dowling football on the punt, and the Maroons on the exchange. Trey Wilson on the return, and Dowling leading 27-0 as we rejoin our broadcast here on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio. And Johnny, the City High Little Hawks forced the punt, and Dowling will have their offense out there, and we may see some new faces.
Yeah, it's, Dante Cataldo's going to be going in at quarterback. It's going to be nice to see him with some action. We haven't seen him since Waukee Northwest, and he did a tremendous job throwing in, passing the football. He's a dual-threat quarterback that he'd be starting anywhere else in the state of Iowa for any team. He's just that good of a quarterback and that good of an athlete, and I can't say enough about him, and it's good to see him get in the ball game to get some reps here.
Dowling first down from their own 43-yard line, 9:37 left to go, fourth quarter, 27-0 Maroons. Cataldo back to throw, fires it out. The pass is caught. Jalen Thompson at midfield picks up 7. We'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
That's an RPO, so that's a run-pass option where he's reading the linebacker, and it's either a give to the tailback or a pull and a throw to where the linebacker is going to be vacated. That time the linebacker came in or moved, and Cataldo pulled the ball from the running back and hit Thompson where the vacated linebacker was. So, yeah, I mean, that's a great to see. And the mesh point and that going and how quick it is, it's just he does a nice job with that.
All right, Crutchlow at fullback, and the give is to the tailback, and that's Jack Moore. And he's got the first down, still on his feet, down to the 45-yard line of City High.
Yeah, Jack Moore is another good running back. He's a north-south runner, and he's a tough-nosed kid as well, and kind of reminds me a lot of Joe Hughes, but just on the offensive side of the ball. But I want to ask the Gredekes, you were new to the Dowling family 6 years ago, right, or so. What's been your experience with the environment, walking in, being new, when you first were new to Dowling and the environment that surrounded it? It's kind of out of my curiosity when you have time.
Yeah, no, it's been a great environment. Everybody's welcoming. The kids got into sports and we're active with that. An easy way to make friends when you got teammates there spreading and sweating with you all the time. So it's been a great experience over the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat place to be.
Well, Moore with another carry, and he gets about 6 yards right up the gut, as now there's a timeout on the field called by Dowling. 8:04 left to go, fourth quarter, and we will take a 1-minute break with Dowling leading 27-0. Mark Amadale, John Chido tonight, Mr. Mandering at a wedding on a Friday night. Who has weddings on Friday nights? Apparently he does, and so is my wife and daughter at another wedding. So
this is the wedding season.
Fridays are wedding night. All right, take a minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hello, this is Father Dave Fleming from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium out of the timeout. Runs on exchange, fumble the football. Now they got a penalty on the play here. That may keep the drive alive here, John.
Yeah, that's going to be on Iowa City High, and it's going to be extracurricular stuff after the play there. And
you were right. It's getting chippy.
Yeah.
And we're up here looking at it, and I'm sure if you were down there, you would conclude the same thing. Now, Mike Vint and his crew are trying to sort all this out. Eric Kennedy, Myron Lynn, Dirk Royals, and David Forsyth are crew tonight. Unfortunately, the referee's mic is not working, so we were unable to pick up some of the. But the last play, if we can recap it here, John, there was a fumble on the play.
Yeah, it was a mesh point. So it's one of those, when you run those RPOs. You have to have a good mesh point with the running back and the quarterback, and that time the mesh point was a little off there. The running back, I think Jack Moore was the running back. He thought Catala was going to pull it, and it was a give. But then credit Jack Moore of having enough awareness to jump on that ball instead of trying to pick it up and to play another down. So
they're going to back up City High. We know that because they're moving back, but the umpire has not marked off the penalty, and it'll be against City High. So the line of scrimmage was the City High 42. We had the fumble, and then they're going to put 15 more yards and a first down Dowling. Inside the 25, apparently, Johnny, maybe down to the 20, and that's where Dowling will have it. Moved to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, so it's going to be first down since the chain's removed. So you're going to have first and goal, or first down and 10 on the 18-yard line.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's a good call. And the refs try to clean this game up. We don't want anybody getting hurt out there for sure.
They showed the replay. It was umpire flagged that time. So it's first down Dowling, two tight ends. The give is to Moore. And Jack, a 6 foot, 185-pound senior, knifes his way inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. He picks up, or from the 14-yard line, as they added more yardage free of the penalty, picks up 5, but he's 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Jack, north-south runner, and everything is straightforward. And he sees a little opening, and he's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to get as many yards as he can. He's been running over Kyle Rockers and Cade Batterton there on the left side, and Joe Fralak, he's back from injury.
Right guard.
Right guard's been getting a lot of action. Good to see him back as well.
Hand off to Moore, and he's inching towards the end zone, and he's going to get it. Touchdown, Jack Moore.
Good push.
Look at the sideline. They go nuts when he's actually been the backup linebacker at times tonight. He's a two-way player, and Moore scores for Dowling.
Yeah, there you got Casey Shelton, or not Casey. I'm giving Casey
he
airtime.
coaches with you.
Max Shelton. I'll never live that one down. Max Shelton and Kyle Rockers pushing Jack Moore. Look at him push Jack Moore on the instant replay to get him in the end zone there. That's tremendous. You love to see that.
So Dowling goes 57 yards on the drive. On 5 plays, the extra point is up, and it is good. Dowling now with the lead, 34-0 over City High of Iowa City, along with John Chido. Mark Amadeo back with more after this timeout here on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
It can be easy to look at how someone is dressing or acting and judge them. But have you ever thought about how much grace is available in these situations? The next time someone makes a questionable decision, instead of judging and condemning, uphold their dignity for them. We do greater good by lifting them up in prayer and respecting their personhood than if we mentally tear them apart in our thoughts. We can uphold the dignity of others even when they are unable to recognize their own value.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
At noon, Monday through Friday, the doctor is in. Dr. Ray Garendi helps you with personal problems and professional questions. You'll love his fun approach and practical advice. The doctor is in on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Just under 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 34-0 as Schumacher set the kickoff from his own 40-yard line. Dowling going north to south, and here's the kick. It's a high, short kick. It'll be fielded by one of the up-back. Now they let it bounce and picked up at the 15, and swarmed under is the kickoff returner for City High, and that's where the Little Hawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Mark Amadeo, John Chido, along with the CISN crew. Our thanks to them. Great job by our camera guys, A.J. Laporte and Jose Guzman, and Sean Ingracia next to me. Jeff Piggott back for Iowa Catholic Radio. You got to get all these people behind the scenes, Jeremy. You got to let them know. And Johnny's got more airtime tonight than anything. You saw what happened. He just start talking about where your wife's going to put these signs at, and I just mentioned I just asked if she went to the south side. It's by the airport. It's a very prominent part of town, and he thought I was slamming him or something. I don't know. Anyway, 1st and 10, City High. Larson back in at quarterback, rolls to his right, fires it out, and the pass is incomplete. As the line of scrimmage was the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Joe Hughes on the coverage there for Dowling Catholic, and good to see Noah Seamer there. He, showing blitz and then backing off, and then when Larson broke the pocket, Noah Seamer is the one that made the angle or had the pursuit to have Larson get rid of the ball quicker than what he wanted to. But nice coverage there by Joe Hughes as well.
Yeah, Peyton Johnson, Noah Seamer back in the rotation now after being out with injuries the first 3 games. So good to see 49 Peyton Johnson and 33 Seamer in there. And now here's a hit and drop right at the 30-yard line, and the Maroons bringing everybody, and that being Vinny Bertinoli.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness. His mom is at all the events taking tickets. Why does she charge me more than you at the events, John? I don't understand that when I come in. I said I want the John Chido rate.
Yeah,
no,
he charged double.
Yeah, but Vinny with the hit that time, and down goes the ball carrier, which was Cale Kurtz.
Love to see Vinny Bertinoli get that tackle and that hit, and he's a former wrestler, and he's got that acceleration, that awareness, and tackling ability. He's just a good athlete, and it's good to see him to get some good reps. A nice tackle by Vinny.
We'll keep it here. 6:32 left to go, fourth quarter. Mark Hamadale, John Chido on CISN. For the Maroons next week, Dowling on the road. Road trip to Council Bluffs, Lincoln. We're going to be back in your old territory, Mr. and Mrs. Gredeke. So where do we go in Council Bluffs to eat? Julie?
Well, there is a good Subway there. You got to get more into Omaha.
No, Subway's more of my partners. We can't go all the way across the river in Omaha because we'll never get back.
Subway and Scooters is where we hit in Council Bluffs when we head out of Lincoln. And Runza. Definitely Runza.
You listening, Johnny?
I'm listening. I was thinking more of the casino.
That is definitely a Nebraska thing, but you have to hit Runza.
Yeah.
And Mark, when is your birthday? Just in case I want to put a sign in your yard.
Well, tonight's my anniversary. Today's my anniversary. So,
man,
really?
You should have ordered your wife.
Yeah.
She's at a wedding that I'm not at.
Well, you can still do it, Mark.
When's your wife's birthday?
It is coming up. Coming up in November.
November, okay.
Oh, yeah. But my wife and daughter are at a wedding, the Celsi wedding going on in Pleasant Hill. Mr. Mainring's in Adel, partying it up tonight. He's listening on the app, I know, because he told me.
Man, I put 3 anniversary signs up today and
Did
one
you really?
tomorrow. Yes.
It's our anniversary today. 16 wedded bliss years.
You probably couldn't put it up tomorrow. She might have think that you got the day wrong.
She's the happiest gal in Urbandale, Johnny.
There you go.
I say that. This will get back to her.
Yeah.
They're doing the reception about right now, I think.
What Celsi got married?
It was Charlie.
Charlie Celsi, okay.
It was Charlie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And their mom and dad, Lori and Frank, introduced my wife and I.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Speed option there by Larson.
He sat out just one series. They brought the backup in there and Quentin Tran, and now
I've never seen a team go for it on more times than Iowa City High tonight.
Yeah. It was 4th and 5.
Not might even kick the field goal early on. I mean, they 100% were going for it. And think of a lot of the points that you possibly could have put up on the board. But it's easy to sit back and say it now.
I can't say it now what I'm thinking because I did this one other time and something happened. Not this game, but a previous game. But the Maroons are pitching the shutout thus far, and that'll be my tease.
Said it.
Well, thus far, I said. 5:17 to go. First down, Dowling, and Jack Moore. Oh, boy, he's got both arms. That's an old fullback running the football. Both arms around it as Dante Cataldo in at quarterback. Hands off to him, and Maroons just trying to grind the clock. They're up 34-0. They missed extra point. Cost the running clock.
So you got Tommy Von Carver getting some action.
There you go.
Kel Jackson. Nice to see that. Let's see, it's Isaiah Seymour getting in there on the offensive line.
Moore picked up 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Hand off to Moore again from Cataldo, and he's just trying to find a seam, grinding his way up near first down.
It did. Line push him.
Keep those feet moving.
And Fantastic. He does pick up the first down. 4.5 minutes to go. There's some fired up guys out there. You see that offensive lineman keeping up the push?
Yeah.
They remember last year. We were in Iowa City, and it was a empty feeling for the Maroons, and they're remembering that.
Yeah.
This is our second calendar game that was circled.
Yeah, and that came back to be a pivotal defeat from last year because of where the seedings
Dowling
ended
had
up with the playoffs.
They were with Southeast Polk. You were right.
So important to get a good seed. I mean, first you got to get there, but you got to have luck, and it comes with good seeding and keeping guys healthy.
Nick Calvert split out wide left. Handoff goes to Moore, and he spins out of a tackle, and now finally stacked up the line of scrimmage for no gain. Game clock under 4 minutes. Dowling leading 34-0 here on week 4 of the high school football season. We want to thank Ashworth Vision Clinic, the construction professionals, and dental associates. The Maroons are in they're about 4 yards outside the Bozeman, the Flores red zone. Close enough. Say more with Bozeman, bozeman.com, and you can call them at 515-244-ROSE. That's 244-7673. Pistol formation for Cataldo. It's 2nd and 12 for the Maroons. Cataldo on the read option, wants to run. He does. Gets across the 20, still on his feet, and he's tripped up at the 15-yard line. He'll be 3 yards shy of the first down. Will bring up third and about 3 for the Maroons.
Nice run by Dante Cataldo getting outside. That's a run-pass option for him to keep it and run. That time he was looking at Ben Hoover, who came across the formation as a fullback and into the flats, and he was covered. Dante made a nice read, tuck it, and got positive yardage.
I know, John, you'll be heading down to do our post-game interviews. Thoughts about who to put that microphone in front of this week besides head coach Tom Wilson?
Well, it's got to be an offensive lineman. Again,
oh, boy.
I mean, just a tremendous job they did up front. I'm trying to think of who we have. Bo Gamble had a nice catch. But defensively...
well, you get Max Shelton in there. Have you talked to him? And we kind of got to do a redo last week.
You know what? That'd be a great idea to, Max Shelton, to put him on the spot from the center position.
Tell him you called him his dad's name, Casey.
Yeah.
I called Casey's name when he played for Valley back in the day.
We could get... that's funny.
Did. Casey was a heck of a player.
Yeah, he was. Well, he played 4 years at Iowa State.
He was a heck of a player. Couldn't block
Tremendous.
4th and 8, Dowling going for it from the City High 20-yard line. Final 2 minutes. Maroons keep it on the ground, and City High holds, so they'll take over on downs from their own 20.
John, you better put old Joe Hughes on that list, too. See how that hit was.
We haven't got Joe Hughes yet, have we?
So you got to get a hold of
Joe Hughes.
See, he's got help down there. The
go.
coaches, after they meet and do all the handshake, Johnny's got his sources. They kind of pull him out.
I like Joe Hughes. That's a great idea.
Hughes and Shelton.
There
you go.
We're getting a junior early. I like it.
Yep. All right, City High will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, they'll call it, with 1:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Yes, it was a late game tonight, folks, 7:30 start. Freshman game beforehand, Dowling defeating City High of Iowa City. And I want to ask one of the freshman dads, what was the exact final score? You're going to estimate, aren't you?
It was 35-12. And they might have got another score after that, but I was sidetracked. That's when I came up here and wasn't really paying attention.
Fumble.
They're going to spot him down or not? Let's see. They spot it down at the 11, and they say Dowling got it. We'll have to catch the replay here as our producer, Sean Gracia. Let's see if we can got to find out who got the ball here, Johnny. As the Maroons will take over with 1:45 remaining, deep in City High territory at the 12-yard line. Here's the ball, and who picked it up?
Number 20.
Yep, can't advance it, but
that
was
Kenny James?
Kenny James.
Oh, Kenny James. Nice play.
How about that?
We haven't gotten big Kyle Rockers either, have we? Have we gotten Kyle?
Not yet.
So we can...
I think Shelton
and Kyle and Joe Hughes. How about
Joe
that?
Hughes. That'd be perfect.
It's easy to get 2 linemen at the same time.
And Joe's a captain. Now we got a penalty flag thrown by our official, the veteran Mike Vent. Mike's had one heck of a career. He's softball coach at East Marshall, coached Marshalltown, and a veteran basketball and football official. Now he's going to assess the penalty. It looked like against Dowling for illegal participation. Moves it back to the 16-yard line. So 1st and 10 Dowling from the City High 16. And here's the snap. Cataldo the handoff. And let's see, another tailback getting in there. Drake Troyer. Another name as the Maroons go down the depth chart. We got some ladies coming in here. What's this all about, huh? Huh? Yeah. Make sure, Johnny, you got to test it before you go. Bring it over. All right, it'll be 2nd down for Dowling, 2nd and 13. Maroons can get a first down at the 1-yard line from the City High 14-yard line. Here's Cataldo. Fires near side. Pass is incomplete. Tried to hit Ben Thomas, the intended receiver. Did it get tipped? We might have to see the replay as Jeremy's going to sit in with us while Johnny heads down. We want to make sure everything is That's the one. Yeah, we got to check that.
Yeah, there we go. It's working.
All right, we'll see it. We'll see in a moment.
Good, efficient equipment this week, Mark.
Thanks for letting everybody know that. We try.
Shout out to Johnny Vacco too and Nick Fazio because they're giving us a lot of grief behind the scenes.
Not me. Yeah. I haven't heard a word. Foz is in town?
Yeah, he is.
No, there's a guy whose name we called a few times back in the day.
Yeah, he's telling us to talk more about football than wedding anniversary and stuff like that. I love it. Anytime you can give you grief, it's fantastic.
Are you ready to go down the field? Now let's ask some quality questions tonight. All right.
And since Catalvo's in the game, to talk more about him.
Oh yeah, that's all we need to do. All right, Johnny's heading his way, heading downstairs. 30 seconds remaining. Dowling up 34-0. And the Maroons now they're going to get Jack Jepson in there, and he hands it off right side, inside the 10, and hit and dropped just shy of the 5-yard line is Trig Troyer. Trig, a 5'11", 170-pound junior, wearing number 36. Not all. It's going to stop the clock at the 19-yard line because there's a penalty flag down again, Jeremy.
Laundry's been out all day, all night here.
Yeah, it's been tough for the officials. They've done a great job. Got to hand it to those guys. Troyer out of bounds at the 7. They're going to get Dowling for the hold. We want to thank Dental Associates, Mercy One, and Catholic Tuition Organization for supporting our broadcast, and of course Skeffington's Formal Wear. Jeremy, who are the ladies behind us?
I think they're just freshmen. I don't know if they really count.
They're just freshmen. My goodness. Are these volleyball young ladies?
Yeah, they're volleyball. I think volleyball team's doing all right. They're ladies, right? Undefeated. Is that
freshman
correct?
Team?
Yeah.
I saw them. They were in Iowa City not too long ago, right, for a meet?
Yeah, I think varsity and sophomores are in Iowa City here just about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And they came back. They brought him back, actually.
Can't believe they let him on the bus. I don't know what they're thinking.
That'll wrap it up. 34-0 is the final. As Dowling now will improve its record to 3-1, while City High falls to 2-2. Congratulations to head coach Tom Wilson and Dowling Catholic for the win tonight. And let's see. Next week, City High will take on their crosstown rival, Iowa City West, at Trojan Stadium in Iowa City. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. For Dowling, they move on the road. They'll be in Council Bluffs. They'll take on Council Bluffs Lincoln next Friday night from Wickersham Stadium, 7 o'clock kickoff. So hope you can join us for that broadcast. We'll move to our post-game segment here in a moment, as we usually get statistics from our guy and math teacher. Maybe one of these young ladies have had Jared Seifert, outstanding math teacher. That's what the principal calls him. You don't have Mr. Seifert, do you ladies? I think he teaches juniors and seniors, so we'll see. He's also the third base coach in baseball. So we've got the eye black on. My gosh, this is awesome.
Student section.
Did you help him get ready? Student section showed a lot. There he is, Mr. Seifert. Hey, these young ladies they say you're going to be their teacher someday. Let them know. What do you teach? What kind of math? There you go. Trig. All right, final statistics. We'll go through that, then we'll take a break, and we'll probably take a 2-minute break down the network line with Iowa Catholic Radio and with CISN. Iowa City High, 246 yards of total offense. Dowling with 353 yards of total offense. 160 in the air for Dowling, 193 on the ground. For City High, 189 yards passing, 57 yards rushing. Dowling with 23 first downs, 14 for City High. Penalties tonight, 7 penalties for 88 yards for City High. Dowling with 3 penalties for 35 yards. Jackson Smolik, 13 of 22 passing, 180 yards and 160 yards rather, and 1 touchdown. And Drew Larson, 19 of 41 passing for City High, 176 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The leading ball carrier for Dowling was Rashad Davis, but he was shaken up and on crutches at the end of the game. 10 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. C.J. Phillip, 11 carries, 57 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight for C.J. And Jack Moore, 9 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown. For City High, Drew Larson was their leading ball carrier. 13 carries, 32 yards for the City High quarterback, and their starting tailback, Ronnie Major, held to 7 carries for 17 yards. Lead receiver, was Jalen Thompson, 4 catches for 60 yards. Bo Gamble, 3 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Nicholson held to 3 catches and 28 yards and no touchdown. C.J. Phillip, 3 catches for 22 yards. Leading receiver for City High was Achille Maddox, the senior wide receiver, with 8 catches and 128 yards on the evening, and followed up by Cale Kurtz with 2 catches for 18 yards, and Connor Cross with two catches for 14 yards. Again, Dowling the winner, 34-0 over City High of Iowa City. Maroons with 353 yards of total offense, City High with 246. Mr. Seifert, thank you very much. We'll take a break. Along with John Chido and Mark Hamadale and the Gredicke family, and part of the freshman volleyball team joined us here on our broadcast. Back with more after this 2-minute break. We'll start the postgame show on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Iowa Catholic Radio business underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, my name is Darcy Hoffman from St. John's Catholic Church in Nadell. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Fridays at 9 a.m., Making It Personal on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, where Dowling improves its record to 3-1 as third-ranked Dowling defeats ninth-ranked City High of Iowa City 34-0. And I can finally say it, the first shutout, John Chido, for Campbell, for Coach Campbell. Jay Campbell gets his first shutout tonight, and we'll go right down to you as you have one of the Dowling linemen down there. Kyle Rocker's a big left tackle. Johnny, take it away.
With Joe Hughes.
Oh, Joe Hughes, all right.
It's a good start. He's defense side of the ball. Joe, congratulations on the victory tonight. It seemed like it was a physical ball game from start to finish there, and but we called your name quite a bit. You covered sideline to sideline, had a nice breakups and some big hits, but just kind of walk us through the team's performance and defensively some of the things that stood out for you tonight.
Well, we had a lot of pass breakups. You know, we hit them hard. We hit them often, and we held the high-scoring team in the state to 0 points. It was crazy. It was a good win.
Yeah, I mean, because they were coming in, they were averaging, 40-some points. They put up 77 on one team, and you guys kept them out of the end zone. And even when, they had some our offense had some miscues, and they were able to get good field position, you kept them out on the 4-yard line. That was tremendous defensive plays there.
Yeah, well, we were conditioned hard. They were cramping up, and I think we were a stronger team. We were being more physical.
It's your third year now as starting linebacker, and you're a captain now and a leader, and you're one of those big pieces of the puzzle that keep the momentum going and keep these guys with the right set mindset.
Yeah, it's my last year. Hoping to do good, and the high school career out strong.
All right, thanks, Joe. Good luck next week.
John Chido with Joe Hughes, one of the Dowling captains and senior linebacker, will go back on the field with Dowling winning tonight by the score of 34-0 over City High of Iowa City. And Johnny, take it away. I think you have Max Shelton now, the Dowling starting center. Go ahead.
Well, I've been waiting for this moment for quite a while. I just, it's good to see you standing next to me doing an interview, especially as a junior. But, Max, and we got Kyle Rockers here, who's the captain of this offensive line. Him and George Nahas. You guys have been doing this your second year now. But guys, kind of walk us through the line play, because you guys control that line of scrimmage and from start to finish. And toward the end of the game, a lot of nice push with the offensive line. Just kind of walk us through your strategy for this week and kind of your performances.
After Ankeny, that really helped us for this week because they run a different type of defense as Iowa City did. And their whole defense is ran around Ben Cuter, who was number 32 on the field. So we ran a lot of our plays towards him or away from him based on what the run or the pass was.
It was important to get a hat on him and kind of identify that, and it seems like they ran a lot over your side tonight and George's side as well. But just offensive line, can't say enough about your play, last week and this week, and it's just kind of moving in the right direction. Just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, well, we just played our game, and we prepared well all week, and we prepared well last week. So we played our game, and we kept our cool, and we kept trying. We played the whole game through, whole game hard.
All right, guys, congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, that's good interviews with Kyle Rockers and Max Shelton. Let's go down to head coach Tom Wilson, who just won his third game this year, Dowling 3-1 with the win tonight, 34-0 over City High. Take it away.
Coach, congratulations on the victory tonight. It was a hard-fought win. You put up 34, and you kept Iowa City High out of the end zone, but it seemed like it was a balance offensively, and the defense, even with their back of the wall early in the game, they stood their ground and did a nice job.
They did. They've really stepped it up and have played well and really set us up offensively the last few weeks. So it's been really good, as you mentioned, a balanced effort, not only team-wise but then offensively as well, has been really important to our improvement.
Yeah, the running game, and you were able to control the line of scrimmage, the offensive line as well, and Jackson put some balls in some nice places. The receivers came up. It's just all-around team effort, and it was nice to watch, and seeing the excitement on the sideline is just a good thing to see.
Yeah, obviously we'd like to get more kids in. We're going to have, a lot of games going on Monday. We've got our JV with our varsity reserves, and we've got our sophomores that go to City High. And so hopefully we can get those guys some playing time, but a good team effort by our guys tonight.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson here on the post-game show with Dowling's win tonight, 34-0 over City High of Iowa City. The Maroons basically scored their touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and then Bo Gamble's 29-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jackson Smolik was the only one through the air. C.J. Phillip amassed 2 touchdown runs of 10 and 3 yards. Rashad Davis had a 10-yard run, and then Jack Moore late in the game with just under 7 minutes left, a 9-yard run. And that capped off scoring as the Maroons win it 34-0 over City High of Iowa City. Next up for City High, they go across town in Iowa City, take on Iowa City West next Friday night at 7 o'clock, while Dowling travels to Council Bluffs Lincoln, and we'll be on the air at 6:30 next Friday night for the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll take our final break and come back and recap things here from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Beautiful night here in West Des Moines, Iowa for tonight's game. This is Mark Amadil along with John Chido, back with final comments when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN after this 1-minute break.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Why is embryonic stem cell research wrong?
Is racial slavery okay? Human sex trafficking? How about testing experimental drugs on prisoners? Obviously the answer is no. Why? Because every human being, no matter their age, size, development, race, social status, or radio listening habits, is a person, created in the image of God and made for an eternal relationship with Him in heaven, and they are never to be used as a means to an end. Look how productive the United States was when slavery was legal, the revenue sex trafficking brings in, and the cures that could be discovered by testing drugs on prisoners. None of that matters. Using someone as a means to an end is basically saying, listen, it doesn't matter what you want or that you have a free will to make your own choices. All you're good for is to get me what I want. And if we would never say that to someone who can walk, talk, and take care of themselves, then why would it ever be okay to say that to someone who depends on us for survival?
For more, youngcatholicminute.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium as post-game following Dowling's win tonight. Maroons defeat City High of Iowa City 34-0 as the parking lot empties out. Mark Hamadil joined now by John Chido. Up and down the stairs tonight. That's what happens when the principal's away at a wedding. And did a great job doing that tonight. Great interviews. And that was a nice interview with Max Shelton.
He did a nice job, didn't he?
He did.
He's very intellectual. I can't even speak tonight. But he's good for radio. I mean, he was prepared well. I was hoping to catch him off guard, but he did a nice job.
He didn't mention you called him his dad once.
I couldn't get to it. Coach Wilson was waiting, so I wanted to keep it short.
So, Johnny, you're the 8th grade football coach. You have practice tomorrow, and his dad, Casey, who played at Valley, tremendous lineman, tremendous athlete at Valley and Iowa State, he will probably bring that up before you guys take the field, I'm sure, with you, if not already with your phone. But
yeah, because Casey goes back and watches the game on CISN in replay.
Sure.
Yeah, and he breaks down the film. So imagine poor Max coming home and having his dad who was a great player, and knows the offensive line. Max plays the offensive line. Now he's going to break down film with them. It's probably going to be, until midnight, 12:30. But what a tremendous asset Max has, and his dad Casey, and their relationship's fantastic. And watching Max grow out here has been a neat thing to see.
Certainly has. I want to thank everybody involved tonight, our crew from CISN, Sean Ingracia, AJ Laporte, Jose Guzman, the two camera guys, and, of course, our studio producer. For Iowa Catholic Radio, Jeff Piggott, and everybody that was here. We had the Gregory family, Jeremy and Julie, and that was their daughter on the freshman volleyball team came up, and they were all decked out in the student section with the eye black going. It's like, wow.
This is a big night for you. I mean, you had a great interview with Caitlin Clark there at halftime, and yeah, the Gredekeys up here did a fantastic job.
Don't forget Coach Jepson.
Coach Jepson in the CFL. And, what a great job he does in running that organization. Even now that he has no kids that play in it, he's still going strong, and he's a great leader because without him, it wouldn't go so good.
Exactly.
So.
And he's also got his hand in Grandview University football. He's a quarterback, and they're undefeated, ranked in the top 5, I believe, right now. And they got a game tomorrow at noon against Mid-American Nazarene. The Pioneers at noon at Williams Stadium in Des Moines. And he's all over the place. I know where he'll be in the morning. He'll be at Catholic Football League. Then he'll do Coach's game, then come back. And on Sunday, he'll pick it up. Just great job by Andy Jepson.
The dedication that goes with a lot of these guys that give back to the program with all the other things that they have going on. And Andy Jepson's one of them. Mark Scigliano, Casey Shelton.
You can name all the volunteer
Jim
coaches.
Cataldo,
all the volunteer coaches, yeah.
It's just, it goes on and on and on.
All right. Well, Johnny, thanks for making your way up here tonight, sitting in the booth.
Rod Hagan, I got to mention Rod.
Why do you want to do that?
I got to mention Rod.
He's going to be all over his kid because a couple high snaps. That snap is supposed to be right here at the hands, and he's up here. And Cooper Nicholson went and got a couple. So yeah, I can hear this going. This is not good.
Well, he'll break it down. He'll get Carson right.
All right, we got to wrap up. Johnny, thank you.
Yeah,
great job
you.
tonight.
It's fun.
We'll see you in Council Bluffs next week, and that'll wrap up our broadcast tonight on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio. Our thanks to everybody in the crew, including Andy Jepson, our halftime guest, along with Caitlin Clark, former Dowling alum, and plays All-American in basketball at Iowa. Thanks to her for stopping up and giving us some of her time. Our thanks for all the folks involved tonight. Mitch Moore, the coaching staff at City High of Iowa City. Their athletic director, Tracy Johnson, who's from Valley, former Valley Golf Course. He's now the AD at City High. Our thanks to him. Next Friday night, we'll be on the air on radio. It'll be Dowling Week 5. We'll be in Council Bluffs, taking on Council Bluffs Lincoln, as we'll be on the air at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock from Wickersham Stadium in Council Bluffs. Hope you can tune in for that. For John Chido and for everybody involved with our broadcast tonight, this is Mark Amadale for Jeff Piggott, our studio producer, saying goodnight and so long. Final score for the final time, Dowling Catholic 34, City High nothing. The first shutout for Dowling defensive coordinator Jay Campbell. Congratulations to him, and we'll talk to you next week on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. And don't forget, CISN.TV.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.